Right, everyone can hear us loud and clear, I hope. Good afternoon, everyone. Can Layla hear me? That's the most important thing.
What you should be asking is, can everybody else hear me? But yes, I can hear you loud and clear. Hello, my friends. Welcome on in. It's good to be here.
Yeah, good afternoon. On this miserable Saturday in December, we are hosting a lovely Christmas Weapon Cup. We are just sorting some final things, and then we should be on the way with our first match.
Yes, we are. So, for those of you who are just coming in, the Christmas Weapon Cup, organized and ran by the Splatoon Community UK. We've got 8 teams signed up. Whether or not we've got the 8 teams fully checked in or not remains to be seen. So, we're just going to give you a quick refresh when that does happen. But the way this is going to work is that instead of just playing whatever the heck we feel like, all of our teams involved will have to adhere to strict, well, I say strict, kind of strict, but also fairly flexible weapon restrictions. I do believe we'll have the graphics on show throughout the competition, so we'll know exactly which weapons for each specific round we'll be seeing on the table.
Yes, yes. Before we go in, we'll have a picture of which weapons are allowed this round, so we know what we're playing with. It will be very interesting, I think. It's a nice gimmick for a tournament, you know. I know we've done tournaments before, restricted weapon tournaments, etc., where you're forced to play with certain weapons, and it really forces you to come out of your shell as a player and pick weapons you wouldn't necessarily be comfortable with, or force you to learn how to get comfortable with them.
Yeah, you can easily find yourself in a predicament where you have absolutely no idea what any of the weapons in your cluster do. So it's really just sort of like cooperating with your teams to figure out what they can use best, and then sort of like, okay, I can do my best with this. Hope that your teammates know what to do with it as well, so they can at least tell you.
Yeah, try and find the right balance between all four of you.
Okay, and it looks like we do have all 8 teams signed in and ready to go, so we can give you an update as to what these teams are. So in no particular order, we'll run through the team names. We've got, here we go. We got Christmas Quackers. We've got Latent C. Like, I see what you did there.
Yeah, we
Infinite
like that.
SPL. The Nooblings. Sans Undertail winners 4 and 5. Yuletide Woomies. Wiggler Ahoy. And Evening Chickens. Sorry, Evening Chickens.
They are some very interesting names. Very interesting names.
I mean, are we surprised by some of them? I mean, Mevlo and Splash and Sita are involved with Sans Undertale winners 4 and 5, which it is very much them and pokes along for the ride, I guess.
It's going to be fun to say every time, right?
It'll be the case of that. With how it normally works is that we'll just end up like shortening the team name every now and then. I do remember one of the tournaments that I ran when I used to run tournaments like a couple of years back. I think I had somebody whose team name was that one long name town in Wales, and I was just like, no, no, I'm not reading that. I literally had to shorten that down to Go Go Got because otherwise it was just no. That's a nightmare to try and say every time on stream.
Wow, wow, that is the most trolliest name you can think of, I think.
It is. I mean, unless you're no. I'm not gonna go down that route.
I just want to give a shout out to Bird. Thank you very much for the raid, and welcome to everyone who's joining. Welcome to the Christmas Weapon Cup. hosted by the Splat server. We'll be starting very shortly, and hopefully you guys will enjoy the difference. This is not a usual tournament.
We'll certainly take it. We really haven't had much in the way of UK Splatoon 2 action this year. I know we had the Squid League thanks to Nintendo Players UK. Oh, it's always good to see that league come up. We also did see at the very start of the year we had the Winter Breeze LAN happen in London, which was always good. And then we had the third of the online qualifiers that was streamed. Donut joined me for that one. And then we had the special Splatoon 2 UK Championship takeover of the British Esports Association. But other than that, that's generally been it as far as UK content has been concerned. So it's good to have another batch like this to end the year with.
Yeah, and all those events were very, very fun, very interesting. But of course, everything that's happened this year, we haven't been able to do much, unfortunately.
Yeah. And a lot of us were very much left in the loop to try and figure out what information we did have so we could try and piece together other things around us, which is why it's great to see the community just still come together and show us some good times like this.
Yep. I'm not sure which match we'll be showing first. I'm just finding out.
You're going to roll the dice?
I feel maybe we could just join someone's room.
Knock, knock. Hope you haven't started yet.
Yeah.
That's actually a very good point. I have to see if anybody has actually started it yet.
I think
looks
Pixel
like
wants us to...
Pixel asked Real Do 2 and Afro TY, can we cast your round 1 games? Which I do believe that is Mevlo's team.
Yep.
Which is Sound Undertail winners, and they'll be going up against Nooblings. So I think that is the one we'll be starting off with.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Which means that once Splash joins in, I'll be able to follow him in if I do remember.
I am going to make a room, and they can all join me.
Oh, you're going to make the room?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, room is open.
Where are you? There you are. I was literally about to ask you for the password, then realized, oh wait, we're on stream. We don't want to give that information.
No.
I need... Alright, let's see if I can jump in before everybody else.
All games start from round 3. Interesting. Okay.
Wait, what?
That's what Pixel has just said. And he's crossed
out.
out.
No, I know what he means by that. Basically, what he means by that is that it's the overlay graphics. So it's the combination that would be for round 3 is what our round 1 will be.
So am I right in thinking the first round is TC on Piranha Pit before I make any? I blacked out the games we are not doing on the map. Yes, okay.
There we go.
There we go. I've got confirmation. I'm not going to make any disastrous choices just yet.
Yeah, I've got it up as well. So yeah, it will be Tower Control Piranha Pit that will be starting ourselves off with. The weapon category for this will be NZAP, Splat Dualies, Splat Brawler, Squiffer, Squeezer, and Dynamo Roller. The way this works is that these are strict ones to go by, but they're also a bit of flexibility. So the NZAP means you could use any 3 of the NZAPs. The Splat Dualies means you can use, I'm going to assume, any variant of those Splat Dualies for the Splat Brawler the same. But you get the general idea. So
yes.
Yeah, basically, it is just, that is the category you have to work with, but you could be a little bit flexible with what you have to offer.
There we go. So everybody should see that on screen. I have the graphics up. We are doing Tower Control on Piranha Pit. Rainmaker on Countdown, and then Clamblitz on Manta Maria, best of 3 to begin with.
And for our teams, do you have an explanation bracket command for your chat? I should probably have asked that before.
No, I do not.
No.
No.
If anybody
Unfortunately.
would like to follow along with what's going on in the bracket, you can feel free to hop on over to me and Pixel posting at the exact same time. Gotta love to see that. So yeah, challenge.com/winter weapon cup. You'll be able to see what's happening in the bracket as we go along, because obviously we can't stream every single match. So round 1 will involve the Christmas Quackers going up against the Evening Chickens, Nooblings versus Sans Undertail winners, which is the match we'll be having live on stream here. Latent C will take on Wiggler Ahoy, and Infinite will take on Yuletide Woomies. And obviously they will all play in the same on the same stage map combinations and the same weapon pool as well to keep things nice and consistent.
Right, I've got a bracket command up.
There we go.
We've got it.
There we are.
We are learning on the fly here. Welcome.
Proud of you.
Layla is going to carry me through this whole tournament. It's a pleasure.
You should. You'll be fine. I believe in you.
Yeah. We have to start somewhere, don't we?
That's the thing. I think that's the thing that I like to say to a lot of people. I know myself, I'm still relatively new, because obviously I say relatively new. I've been doing casting for 2 years. It feels weird to say that. It'll be 3 years in February. Gosh, that's gonna feel very weird.
Yeah.
But there's still a lot of people who've done casting for way longer than me, and anybody who started out, it's like, you won't know until you try. You literally won't know until you try, especially if you want to do hosting as well. Like, there's a lot that you have to take in.
Yeah, and it's just, at the minute, I'm just like concentrating on 7 different things at once. So I'm grateful to have you here.
Okay.
We are just waiting for the last players to come into the room, and hopefully we'll get some action going on soon.
Don't mind me. Just let one of my cats out. One of my cats immediately went to the door and was just like, okay, you're getting a bit loud now. I need to leave. Which is fair.
The cat's not ready for the action. We're going to see some great Splatoon action right now.
Well, one of them isn't. The other is fine. My precious voidy boy Sam, he's just still asleep in his bed. He's used to the noise. But yeah, I'm absolutely looking forward to it. Both teams have some very good players on their side. I mean, I know Splash personally,
Yeah.
When Splatoon 2 came out and the first ever regional qualifiers came up, me and Splash went to the same qualifier, which he won. I think I came 5th. Bearing in mind, I only had the game for like 5 days, so I'll take the 5th.
Still a great win.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was 2 2-0 wins and 2 2-1 losses is what I had for my rounds, whereas Splash won pretty much all of them because he's Splash. We got Mevlo, Sita, and Fatpug on there. Mevlo again, really great player. I've seen Sita a lot. Either Fatpug is a different name to someone who currently exists, or I just don't know them. So that's the only blob that I don't know about. And as for Nooblings, Afrotai, Cool S, McFooty, again, 3 names that I've seen a lot as well. I mean, McFooty is always fun to watch, and anything that she does is always awesome. And again, Too Many Man, I think the same thing with Fat Pug. Either it's somebody else going under a different name, or I just haven't seen them.
That looks right, doesn't it? Double check that. Yes.
Mevlo, Sita, Splash, and Pug. Yep, they're all on the correct team. So there you go. So it will be Nooblings as the Alpha team, and as the Bravo team will be Sans Undertail winners. Do you have color lock on? Yes or no?
Ooh, no, I do not. God damn it.
Okay. No, that's okay. That's fine. That's fine. To be fair, it's nice to see the different colors come up every now and then. I know some. To be fair, I know Endgame have like their own unique overlays where it's just like they can immediately just be like, they're on different colors. And they were already on top of it. But then that's endgame TV for you. That their production value is very high.
Yeah. I'm a baby streamer. We'll get there.
You'll be fine. Oh, there's so many people already coming in. It's great to see you all.
Yeah.
And already, so basically, if anything goes wrong, it'll be Melv to blame. Which is ironic because normally, if I am commentating for Splash and something goes wrong, Splash immediately blames himself. She's like, "Oh, Splash, no, stop it."
But now they can blame Melvin instead.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, Splash tends to beat himself up quite a lot with like mistakes he does every now and then, and it's just like, Splash, please remember, you qualify, you made it to the top 8 of the UK Championship in 2018, and you were the first team to qualify for the LAN event when they happened last year. So shush, you're a good player.
Yes, and most importantly, we have to have fun, right? Can't take it too seriously.
And with that being said, we are going to load up. So already we've got the green versus the purple. And we've got some NZAPs on show. In fact, we've got, my goodness me, we've got 4 NZAPs on show. 3 of the normal ones, we've got an orange one in there as well. Interesting to note that both teams are opting for different kind of weapons. We've got Julies and Squeeze on one side, and a Dynamo Squeezer on the other.
Interesting as well with the Nooblings, they've gone all short range as well, no backline here.
Always a bit of a risk. Obviously, with the other side, the Dynamo is going to be that big, heavy range, and already they're up into the first checkpoint. Those missiles, which they're going to get caught by. Alongside that, Sucky Bomb. So again, great awareness from McFooty takes it back into the center. Splats going off left, right, and center on the central tower.
Wow, Sita with the Dynamo kills.
And yeah, Seta popping off big time with the Dynamo. The Splat after Splat, his armor popped as well for the technical from the first bomb and back to the first checkpoint.
Looking to push through the first checkpoint, and they've done it. On they go, bubbles are out. A lot of pressure on Nooblings over here.
Another Splat, Afro goes down. Nobody can stop this Dynamo at all. And in seconds, it's a 4-1 advantage.
Wow, Sita absolutely destroying the Nooblings there.
There's just nothing that they can do about it, it seems. The final checkpoint is knocking on the door already, and we haven't even gone past 2 minutes of this game. It's on the top for extra
checkpoint
defense.
3 cleared. Another Splat. Wow.
The bubbles just popped before you knew it and took out another player, and yeah, that was clean sailing. That is going to be a KO, pretty dominant, it must be said, on the side of Sans Undertail.
Excellent first match. Sita with 10 picks there.
Goodness me, it's hard to contest that. It really is, and they found a really good balance there. The 2 NZAPs and the Dynamo and the Squeezer absolutely working beautifully. The Dynamo, despite being one of the more longer ranges, obviously if it does get that initial hit, it's more often than not a 1 Splat immediate. So just how consistent was that? That was unbelievable.
Especially with the armor and the bubbles, they were unstoppable.
They really were. And as a result, the Nooblings are going to have to do a bit of rally. And also, Manny, I think I have seen Manny before, so they're just operating under a slightly different name. Because I definitely, if it's the same Manny that I think it is, and I have definitely seen them before, but yeah, definitely going to have to sort of like try and find a way of slowing this momentum down on the sides of Sans Undertail. They got very fortunate in the fact that they managed to get a really good stop in the initial push for that first checkpoint. Yep. But the second they took it right back there, they just did not let up at all.
They absolutely did not let up. And I wonder if Sans Undertale winners 4 and 5, it is a mouthful. I wonder if they're going to go with the same comp again, seeing as it worked so well.
I wouldn't be surprised. This is Rainmaker.
Yeah.
So with the fact that we did see one orange NZAP come out, but having said that, the double armor. I mean, I say double armor. That was triple armor actually, because we had two NZAPs and a dynamo. So yeah,
You
that was a
can't
whole lot of
escape the meta, even in a restricted weapons
yeah.
tournament.
It's just like, oh, is this the only meta weapon in this category? Let's all pick it. Yeah, you gotta be careful with that one.
Here we go, Rainmaker on Kelp Dome, second match.
In our lovely turquoise color will be Nooblings. Pink will be the side of Santa Undertale, and we are going to see both sides coming out with an armor and a missile NZAP. We've got the Dynamo returning alongside that Squeezer, and on the other side, they have opted for Dynamo as well. This time, it's the Kenta.
Melvin already pushing.
We wouldn't know that with the fact that Nooblings are actually keeping this under control for the time being, although Kules is finally going to go down at the hands of Tapcook. Having to quickly hop off the podium though, under a fair bit of pressure, and the doggo is still there, doesn't get the Splat. Tapcook will live, and that is a 4-1 advantage.
Rachelskiiiiiii is the only one alive on Nooblings, so she's going to have to work hard to stop this push. She stopped the push. Good trade there.
Rainmaker at least goes down. Manny is on hand with the NZAP, and everybody just firing away at that. It does pop on the side of Nooblings, but again, the pressure from Sans Undertail is it's just relentless here. They just don't know when to stop.
Very aggressive. Ooh, Dynamo versus Dino, and Seta comes out strong. Again, Nooblings are 3 down. Sans Undertail is probably going to take this and push straight back.
Is the only one left, and the Rainmaker did get reset, so they at least bought themselves a little bit of time, but again, Splash coming up very close, definitely going on the aggression, and once again, the Rainmaker is coming up on the left side. Booyah is coming out there from the left. They do get taken down, but at least they got it out.
Pretty with the save there.
About nailed that. Splash realized they had the aim armor, quickly made it back, and wins out the 1v1 on Manny as well, and Splash think about going for a push. No, they don't. They wisely back up and link back up in time.
Nooblings really need to take out the Dynamo on Sans Undertale. Again, just putting so much pressure on them.
McFooty making a run for it. Does get a trade with Splash, but crucially the Rainmaker push does get stopped. It was very cheeky for McFooty to try and get that away. But again, just how quick Sans Undertale was to at least stop that push, realize what's happening. Now, she's kind of getting boxed down here. Kelpdom is a very odd map, it must be said. There's a lot of tight corridors to go around, so relying more on that Booyah Bomb than anything else, and actually having to pop it just to protect themselves.
Sans Undertale pushing again with the Rainmaker. Nooblings haven't had one chance to pick up the Rainmaker yet, just due to the sheer pressure. Sans Undertale, and they're pushing around the normal way we would take this, not over the grates.
Yeah, I think they tried that a couple times too many and realised, you know what, let's just go back to the mouse again. And they are making it through bit by bit. They haven't gained any more points, and Manny is the last line defensive. They do have McFooty, they do get the trade at the very least, but the pressure is still on.
Rachelskiiiiiii doing an excellent job defending over here.
Dynamo has such good range, but having said that, I think somebody after saying that, it's Afro who got the Rainmaker. They're going to tell them not to retreat, but I don't think that's what they're doing. They're just trying to go a different direction with this Rainmaker. All missiles locked on, and they did not move at all. No. Completely put down by every missile and a doggo for good measure. Yeah, there was only one way that was going to end.
Got Melvin lurking by the Rainmaker, but they know where he is. Is he going to pick it up? No! Punished. 2 down on Sans Undertale. Nooblings have picked it up.
Good position to try and go on the attack if they can get a couple of key spots here. They are still being pinned down, and you can see again.
Nice Rainmaker kill from McFooty.
And they are pushing.
Ooh, here we go. This could happen.
couple of Splats. This could be very crucial if they can win out these chains, and they do. Another 2v1.
Oh my god!
How close do you want it? Oh, how close do you want it? There's a point in this.
Oh my god. Nooblings did so well to bring that back. 1 point in it.
Oh, and it's a wipe with 30 seconds left to go, so Sans Undertail barely, and I mean barely, hang on to that. But anything could change here if Nooblings can get their specials lined up as quickly as possible, and they're going to take the Rainmaker. Now, bearing in mind, this is the team with Flash. They cannot afford to let this go down, but I think they won't let it do so this time around. They have it in their own territory. Nobody's going to be even close, and that will end up being a 2-0. There will not be any Splash Sailors jinx here. They will take Rainmaker very close in the end.
Very, very close. Your heart kind of breaks for Nooblings there. They played so well. They had one really solid push, and that could have been it. That could have been the game changer.
It seriously could have been, but just good defense in the end. You fought for a split second. It might have gone the other way, but goodness me. Congrats to both. They definitely bounced back. Like, tower control did not go their way at all. It was incredibly one-sided. But Rainmaker, whilst it was like that for most of the match, we all know Splatoon. We know how this game works. Anything can happen, even if it's the last 30 seconds, and that is exactly what happened. So,
And especially in Rainmaker, one good push is all you need, you know? Gosh.
Gosh. I think at this point we all know the last 30 seconds of Rainmaker is just danger territory. It's like if you think Turf War was bad in the last 30 seconds, don't play Rainmaker. Oh my gosh. We've seen it in the championship, we've seen it in the Squid League. It's just, even when you have a player disconnect, you could still somehow find a way. Yeah, there's a reason why I love Rainmaker. But as a result, that is going to be a 2-0 victory. That will be Sans Undertale moving on. They will take on Christmas Quackers, who beat Even the Chickens by 2-0. Infinite in the other matchup, the other winners semi-final, essentially. They will take on either Latent or Wiggle Ahoy. We haven't heard what the score for that is just yet. So we'll have more information on that as we go. Also, we're in this very odd predicament where we actually have even teams here. We have 8 teams. So there are no buys. Like there's no buys whatsoever. Once round 1 is done, everybody in the underground bracket could just start.
It's a very weird situation. It doesn't happen an awful lot. There's always an odd team number.
Yeah. It's like I've had this with Splatoon. I've had this with ARMS. It's just been like, heck, we've had it with Rocket League recently as well, where it's just been like, there's always been like an odd team number. It's like, stop it, people.
So we are doing Christmas Quackers against Sans Undertale winners. Maybe we can stream that one. I think that would be a good one to watch.
I mean, if it's ready to go right now, then we can absolutely do that. So we'll wait for Nooblings to all leave this lobby, because we may as well not leave this lobby if it's going to be the same team. And they'll go up against Christmas Quackers, and that team consists of some very familiar names. Geo, Maul, Spid, and Hoshi. We've seen them in the NPUK Squid Leagues. Geo and Maul and Spid are very much regulars in that competition. So, again, this will be a very interesting matchup. I'm going to look forward to seeing how both of these play out.
Yes, and this will be best of 5 instead of best of 3.
Yeah, this is winners semi-final, so we're rapidly approaching that top cut, and obviously up for grabs at this point. You know, once you hit winners semi-final, you win this match, you're in winners final, which guarantees you a top 3 position, because if you lose in winners final, you only drop into the underground final, which, again, if you lose that, you finish 3rd. So it's a top 3 guarantee, which would be very cool. Alright, so,
I think we might be casting Infinite Splats match next.
Ooh.
Yes.
Ooh, a bit of a curveball. Okay, I can live with that. I can absolutely live with that.
They will be facing either Latency or Wiggler Ahoy once we get the results back from that first round match.
Yeah, we're just waiting to see what will happen there. We know with Infinite they have Lucas, Cami, Nova, and Bashdug. A couple of names I am familiar with there, which are Nova and Cami. Lucas and Bashdug. That's gonna really trip me up a couple of times. I'm definitely gonna say Bashbug a bit this stream. I definitely feel it. I Either I haven't seen as much, or I could have just flat out, may have seen them and just not registered the name, which it can happen. There's a lot of names in this wonderful community, and some I remember more than others. So I do apologize if I if I forget people.
Yes, of course. I'm not familiar with that team too well, but it'd be interesting to watch.
Yeah, I've definitely seen Infinite play a lot of times, so I guess their players are consistently rotating around, which is absolutely fine. But yeah, Infinite generally do well, so it'll be good to see them, especially in their randomized best, since we know that this weapon list can give us anything, as we've already seen so far. I mean, but then again, having said that, if you've got a weapon that you're comfortable with, and a weapon that is currently in the meta, what can possibly go wrong?
Oh, echolocator, Lucas is you. I changed.
Oh, hello.
But this is
Right.
the other issue within the Splatoon community. Everybody changes their name quite frequently, so you're like, who is this person again?
Yeah, that's that. I could definitely say that that's happened with me, because a lot of you probably know me as Tamashi or Tamashi Kanjo, and obviously now I've rebranded to TK_Layla. So keeping my original Twitch name as initials, but first and foremost, I actually do want to be known by my actual name, which is Layla. So it's just like, hi. So I actually have my stuff updated now, which is going to confuse everyone, because now when I look back on the Nintendo UK 2018 finals, it now says at Tamashi Kanjo, where it's like, oh yeah, I'm going to need to update that now. So now I really need to get back into another UK coverage to have my name updated again. It'd be like that. And we do have results from the final match of round one. Wiggler Ahoy took out Latency by 2 points to 1, the only matchup that went the distance. So that is going to have been a very close affair, and claps all around.
Lovely, lovely. We're going to get things moving.
We certainly are. So it does mean that the underground bracket will start up as well now. Evening Chickens will take on the Nooblings, and Latent C will take on Yuletide Woomies. At that point in the underground bracket, it is double elimination, so they are still in the tournament, but if they lose that set now, they will be out of the competition. So it's all to play for at this point for them. So yeah, with the fact that we have Wiggler Ahoy, Wiggler Ahoy's team comp is Char, Ali, Roundy, and Turt. Char and Turt, I definitely recognize. I've seen them a few times as well. Ali and Roundy, have you heard of either of those?
Not those two. I have heard of Char. I've played in quite a few PBs with her. She's very dangerous with a pair of Julies as well. So I know that much.
No, she probably excelled at the previous round then, considering we had the dualies in there. For the semi-finals, however, maybe not so much. For this one, we've got the Aerospray, the Splattershot Pro, the Splat Roller, the Lunar Blaster, the Explosion, and the Splat Charger. Out of the two teams, do you reckon any of them will run the Splat Charger?
I hope. But it's the first match on Rainmaker Black Belly Skate Park, I can't see it, but I can see the Explosion being run. For this map, it's very useful. So I think that will be our main backline.
Yeah, that would be good. I'll certainly look forward to that. I guess the other question is, will anybody think about using the Lunar Blast?
Well, knowing Melvin is a Lunar Blaster main. If we were watching his match, I know he would be playing it right now. But I'm not sure about the others. The Luna can be very powerful in the right hands on these small maps, especially Black Belly. And if this was tower control, I'd be more confident that we'd see it. But for Rainmaker, I think we're going to see quite a few pros, rollers, and even aerospace, I'll be honest with you, just for the turf, the mobility.
Yeah. Whilst the aerosprays are not known for their damage output, they are most certainly known for their inking ability. So it's you want you want you want your specials, you got your specials. It's the aeros. Why call it aerospray when they could have called it aerospecial? That was terrible. That was probably one of my worst Splatoon jokes.
But it's a good point.
Yeah, that's very true. It's like between that and the Splat Junior, you generally have your specials up very quickly.
Yeah, you're there to turf, to grind specials, and to run. So I suspect we'll see maybe one on each side, especially for Rainmaker.
I'm just looking at the mode and map combinations, and I'm just like, we go Rainmaker Skate Park, and then we go straight into Splat Zone's towers, and I'm just like, okay then.
Well, there we will definitely see the charges and the explosives.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for Moray Towers, you need that range.
Everyone is fond of Moray.
I personally don't mind it. Like I know it gets a lot it gets a lot of stick, but I think for the right mode, I think for Rainmaker and Tower it's not good, but for zones and clams, it has its benefits.
See,
it's not terrible.
I'm actually on the fence with Rainmaker, where I'm just like, actually Rainmaker Moray is pretty interesting because you actually have to take it pretty high up, but also you've got a lot of different ways you can get up there, because you can take it the normal way, you could take it via the rails, you can go up the big wall, or you can go up the ramps as well. There's a lot of variation you can do with Rainmaker. There's a lot more strategy to be had on that map mode combination than some people might actually realize.
Yes. And as our organizer of this tournament, Pixel Squid, Moray Towers is a fine map.
It's like just sort of like holding their arms and I was like, come at me. But no, I will say Tower Control Moray is, yeah, that does get annoying. that combination does get annoying, and to be fair, I feel like most people just find it annoying just because of the fact that it takes so long to go down. But you forget beacons.
Yes. Beacons.
Yeah, if you don't like how long it takes to get into the action of Moray, just bring beacons. Have somebody pick a weapon that's decent that has beacons, and you'll be fine.
Why was Moray Towers added in Smash then? There we go. How can you argue with that?
Probably because they wanted a sprinkling of salt, and they thought, what better stage for it?
The verticality. I mean, that's its benefits for Smash.
Yeah, that is absolutely true.
We are just waiting for the last couple of members of the teams to roll into our lobby, and then we're going to get started with round 4 winners bracket.
I've only just looked at the map. I've only just looked at the upcoming weapon pools for future rounds, and I am very much looking forward to the next one. But I'll talk more about that when we get there.
The next one is going to be very interesting. The next one is where I think people will be challenged more. Because in this one, you know, if all else fails, you've got a Splat Roller, an Aerospray, and a Pro. Very easy weapons to pick up.
And as we all know, nothing screams meta more than the Kenza Pro.
Exactly. Whereas the next rounds, yeah, it's an interesting choice.
Hey, I'll have you know that my main weapon of choice is very much meta, in the right hands.
My main weapon is in the next round, so when I see someone playing that, I'll be cheering them on.
We both better not have the same main weapon. What is it?
I don't think we do. I think it's the weapon that I'm known for most.
Okay. We should be fine with it. Because I remember like a question got asked like a while back, and people were just like, "Okay, do we actually know what kind of people main these specific weapons?" And I'm just sitting there going, "Do I want to raise my hand and say, yeah, I main the tri-slashers, or should I just keep it down for the time being?" Because it was initially all of the buckets. Because Splatoon 1, I always used the slushes. I used them so much because people just seemed to have trouble with them, and I never understood why. And then we
Right.
came into Splatoon 2, and I just sort of like inadvertently gravitated towards the shorter range one. I don't know how that happened, but then again, Splatoon did ridiculously buff the Tri-Slosher in its early days, so
Yes, yes. The early days of Splatoon 2, everyone was using the tri-slosher.
I was just
God.
like, yeah. I went from going, yeah, everybody else. Oh my goodness me, what has happened? It was quite silly. But it does look like we are starting to gear ourselves up, so it will be, from what I can see, I'm just going to double check the um, the player listings, and yes, it will be Infinite in the Alpha, and the Bravo team will be.
Wiggler Ahoy.
There we go. I don't know why. I keep looking at like my bracket vanished, but my notepad did. But they have all the team names in the wrong order, so it's like that hasn't helped me at all.
Very interesting names. Wiggler Ahoy.
I mean, I do like that.
Mm-hmm.
It could be a Mario reference, or it just could be just a random thing. You never know.
That's the first thing I thought of was the Wigglers from Mario. So
There you go. Blackberry Skate Park. We do not have the big old ramp in the middle because we actually finally decided that would be silly. And yep, lo and behold, we are actually going to see. Oh my goodness!
here we go.
There we go. So we got 3 Kenza Pros, 2 on the side of the Wigglers. We do see a splatter scope coming out alongside the Aerospray.
So Infinite Splat get the pop on the Rainmaker, and already going off with some booyahs here.
Well, I was going to say expect a retaliation, but some already down on the side of the Wigglers. So a very good start. We might see somebody decide to pick up that Rainmaker too. Probably not the actual Kenza Pros, because they'll want to utilize their range a little bit more effectively. And they unfortunately could not get away from that. Very
Wonderful bum from Shah.
They do have the Rainmaker, and they are pushing. They're pushing on the left
Shah
side.
not concentrating on the Rainmaker there.
Yep, and that's 3 down as well. It's just Turtle alive.
Oh.
They could not win out that exchange had they taken Turtle down. They absolutely moved further up there.
Charger backing out, safe call.
Turtle's gonna hop on up with that roller. Flash down in tow. We'll see if anybody can catch them. What a vibrated there, and just about keeps themselves out of distance from the Splash. Rainmaker comes out, but immediately gets popped straight back down, and it's just the Kenza left.
Out comes the Stingray to put pressure on Wiggler Ahoy, and they get the splat with it.
Yeah. So 42 advantage all the way up. Point gets it all the way to 40 before finally being taken up by the Aerospray of all things.
Time for the Aerospray to do what it does best. Turf. And specials.
To the right hand side, this way notifications from their teammates, but does get caught by a nice little flick from Nova, who now is not going to win out the 1v1 Waller. Got some help with their teammates at the very least. So 40 to 89 as we tick on past 3 minutes, or the 2-minute mark. We're almost with the booyah up, but we are going to see a bit of a flank around the corner there. Bits with the roll up, trying to get the better of them. Rainmaker will be reset, and they sneak around with this. They do catch the Aerospray out. Shot gets taken down as well before Ali can at least manage to find a way of tying them up. They'll have the booyah as well. Lucas is probably going to come to a death stop with this. Oh no! No, wait, they finally did. Never know. Like, does come up, but then you think, oh, is it actually not?
The roller's putting in a shift over here. Roller's paving the way as well, putting pressure on.
Again, what is it with the rollers today? Non-stop, SmackDown does not get stopped, and this goal goes down, picks up the Rainmaker, but gets shot down by Char again, which is consistently there to defend. This thing where he can't have proper users, but Char will put it in their favour, and probably let it reset back towards the middle, in which case they need to get as much turf coverage as possible here.
Out comes Bia versus Bia here.
Cannot win out the exchange against the Aerospray. Just a tad bit more consistent. I never thought I'd be saying that about the Aerospray. There we go.
We've got a lot of turf in Infinite's favour here. They're covering very well.
An ally again, trying to win out this 1v1. Almost did so, but the Rainmaker does get reset right back in front of Turtle, who pops it almost immediately. And with 1 minute to go.
It's time for Wiggler to make a push. It's now or never.
Yeah, they're gonna go for it as well. Stingray comes out. Can they get the Splat? No, they can't get either of them, so the Stingray remains. But having said that, what a push! What a push that was, and again, it's a 1-point game. 2 Rainmaker matches in a row, and the team behind for most of it managed to claw the gap all the way down to a point. 30 seconds on the clock. The tide does swing back, and the Rainmaker gets reset as well, but goodness me, what a showing this is.
Always the Rainmaker match. 1 point difference again. It's so intense.
Feel like they're going to do some last second flanking maneuvers here. They do have the Rainmaker. That might cost them dearly here. That will absolutely flip this into overtime. Char does get a splat.
Free down on Infinite as well.
It's a massive advantage if they can go for it.
It's now or never.
Right now. They know it. They know it full well if they can just the Booyah comes out. The Booyah stops them at the last possible moment. Our first overtime of the stream today, but it does not end in victory for them. It will go to Infinite after all that. Oh my goodness me.
Very tense matches again, you know? 1 point difference in both our Rainmaker matches so far. You just feel for the losing side there.
You really do. It's just... 2 Rainmaker stoppages on the 1 point mark. You couldn't write this, could you? You tried. That was just... It looked like they were out of it again for most of that match. It was Infinite's favor all the way. They just refused to let them get into their own half. And then with 1 minute to go, there was just that lapse in concentration, and suddenly Wiggler Ahoy found their second win, and just, frantic defending in the end, but it worked. And again, a slight mistake from Infinite. You would have thought that, I guess the pressure was starting to get to them a little bit. They picked it up with 10 seconds to go in a dangerous position when they didn't need to do that.
No, you want to guard it with all your life and keep your players on the field. You don't want to start having people down.
Yeah.
Very risky. That could have definitely not worked out in their favour there.
And so as a result, we will now move on to Splat Zone tomorrow. Infinite are already set. They know exactly what comp they want to run with. So we'll see how that plays out. We do already have results coming in from our other matches. Christmas Quackers have taken out Sans Undertail by 3 points to 0. So the winner of this set will take on Christmas Quackers in winners final. In the underground bracket, we have lost the Nooblings. The Nooblings are out. They lost 2-0 to Evening Chickens.
A shame.
Yeah, commiserations for that. At least we got to see them on stream.
Yes.
And we did have that very awesome Rainmaker match, so...
Yeah.
We'll take them. They still did well. And, yep, Splatoscope gonna come out. No Splat on the other side. We're gonna see 2 rollers instead.
It's an interesting comp here. I definitely thought we would have seen more backline weapons here, given the But I guess people want the turf. Obviously with Splat zones you need to turf more than anything else.
There are 2 zones there to take it, and we know one Fear Bomb will likely do enough to take over one zone, so it really comes down to these 1v1 exchanges in the main area, and the roller is not going to work for Turtle. It certainly works for Fit. They are on, no pun intended, a roll.
Char is the last alive, but Wigglers.
Just like that, is going to be taking the initial point, and also you spotted that someone did indeed bring beacons into this, but the actual Fitz is just knocking them down before they have a chance to utilize it. More exchanges on the left-hand side. Char jumping into Turtle, and the Scorpia is going to come up right in the center. It's enough to temporarily stop it, but immediately take it straight back over by Infinite. Turtle comes rolling on in. That just a little bit wrong. Did pop initially again. The Fear Bomb has Lucas immediately wrestled it straight back into their favor.
Infinite have still got the zone. They have not been penalised yet. They're putting so much pressure on Wigglers. Bomb rush VR.
These are all specials that you would expect to see in a normal Splat Zones matchup, but that there is no doubt. And finally, we might be seeing a bit of a shift here. There's only one left. It should
there we
now
go.
Finally go to Wiggler, and they have points on the board. Char is hugging the wall, and this could be a little spicy. Yeah, oh, they
immediately
to the stop, but couldn't make it. Get it. Very dangerous to go pushing it there, but they do get the Splat.
Trying to pressure the Charger over here. Charger gets one Splat.
When you've got a backline weapon like a Charger, and they've got so much range, you really have to rely on getting these 1v1 wins and not get caught by the Telescope, and they are going to lose both turns as a result. Having said that though, the tide again is starting to turn. They have a 4-2 advantage here, and it looks like it's going back the way. Wigglers are starting to come back here.
2v2 at the moment, and Wigglers are pushing up Infinite on their area, pushing them back, keeping them away from the zone, which is very important.
Ally and Turtle do it incredibly well to just hold this team here to allow the rest of the teammates to come back up. A burst bomb is going to get the Splat on Fitz, and obviously they do so well with that roller as it is. But they finally found a way to do this. If they can keep them from breaking out, they may yet still take this on.
Double VR bomb.
Perfectly coordinated, and immediately to go back. That is why it is so crucial to try and stop down any kind of attacks. If you're coming with 2 VR bombs, they're enough to take over a section as it is. So perfect coordination from Infinite. Push them back into this, but they try and win out these exchanges a little bit more. Trace will not help them. Again, Fitz going 1v1.
2 VR bombs again, but from Ahoy.
Yeah, and this should keep the zone in their favor, and it does. They have a amount of penalty points to go for. It's just the aerospray left, and that's 1 3-0. That'll take 1 down, and now they know they have to sort of like play massive defense. That's easier said than done with an aerospray.
But Purple team is straight back in, thanks to the beacons. Ooh, double Splat from the roller.
Again, if you allow this to do their thing, that's a white.
Triple, purple out, white. Now is the time for yellow to push up to purple side.
And with 18 points on the board, they've got to go through their penalty points first, but they have control, they have the turf advantage, and they also have a decent amount of range. We've got both of the rollers go for it, but Char misses the jump! Char missed the jump completely and fell straight to their death. That's the last thing they did. But still, despite that, they have control. They do get caught by the roller, and Fitz is in a bit of a dangerous position and gets caught at the peak of the splashdown. They couldn't execute it. They do take control back, but penalty points back on their side, so they didn't really get the chance to do much with it. But again, they still have control, and with 10 seconds to go, will they secure another point?
Infinite still have the lead here. They need to keep control of this zone. Oh, Purple have got the lead, the control again. So we're going into overtime here.
Second match in a row. We'll take this into overtime, and hopefully it's going the other way once
They're
again.
keeping the pressure up on yellow team.
But Fit is uncontested. Fit is
Ooh.
uncontested. There's only 2 balls. Fit's just this
The
one.
splash down.
Balls will come out, but they still have
The booyah.
That finally does. The booyah bomb again coming in clutch. They pushed too far forward.
Yes.
With overtime coming in, they had to just stay around that zone and just kind of keep that, as it were, pushing. It just brings way too much risk.
But Fitz got in there.
Yeah, the second they got around, they got a couple of hits with the roller. Even when they went down, the damage was done. They took one zone and the booyah just finished the other.
Excellent match again. So back and forth.
Incredibly back and forth, and I'm very much looking forward to seeing how match number 3 is going to go. 2 overtime sessions in a row, both courtesy of Wiggler or Ahoy. So it really does seem like they get more into the game the further on the match it goes. So
they pick up the momentum when they're being pushed back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like they operate better under pressure, but they just lack that little bit of finesse to get it across the finish line. It's incredible what they end up doing, and they're finding weaknesses around what Infinite have, where they realize, oh, we can absolutely take advantage of this, and we can keep pushing them. But in overtime, the last thing you want to do is overcommit like that, because the second you lose momentum, that's it. They immediately swoop in, and we saw how dominant Fitz is when uncontested with that roller.
It was the one small gap they didn't have control over. Fitz managed to get through, get in, turf the zone, use a splashdown, game over. You know, it's as simple as that sometimes. But Wiggler have to win the next match to still stay in this winner's bracket. This is best of 5. We're on the 3rd match now, which is Tower Control on Camp Triggerfish. A very polarizing map. But for Triggerfish, I think Tower Control, it is okay. Obviously, it's not the dreaded splat zones on Triggerfish.
I mean, can you remember playing Tower Control and Triggerfish in the first Splatoon?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
This is what I mean. This is a much bigger improvement. So
yeah, it's a little bit less unforgiving, but it's still like the slightest mistake you can still get punished for. We are gonna see the Luna.
The Luna's made an appearance.
Yeah,
from Char.
Shockingly, we only go down to just one roller now, so let's see what this plays up. Ironically enough, it is Char who's gone for the Luna. They immediately get swamped down by the Kenza throw of it. Just like that, they are going to take control. They are going to have a very dominant start. We are to the left-hand side, and that will surely be the first checkpoint.
We've got Nova back on the charger and proving why they are on the charger. 2 excellent splats there, but they are taken out. Oh, yeah, 3 down on blue team. Hoping Wiggler can stop this push.
Looks like they have pushed. The tower is going back towards mid. They've done a really decent push out of that, but again, Kenza tries to push a little too far forward, and again, got caught out. Well, we're going to see another bit of a interception here. Tower thought about going for it, but again, sort of like boxed out here. They will lose the install. I don't think they're mini bomb as well as their disposal. But they're currently trying to cover 2 bases here. The tower itself and Melee, who's on that left hand side. Very careful here. Will be Lucas on the tower with the aerospray. Don't really have anywhere near what they would like to
Out comes a booyah from Wiggler.
Like, yes, Infinite got that first push, got it past the next one, but since then, they're trying to actually take proper control of this. Well, I say that, they've...
3 are down on Wiggler. Yeah, so now I think we're going to see a push now. This is where we're going to see big points on the board from Infinite.
Yeah, the Melee immediately going for it as well. going to one-to-one with the roller. Turtle does have decent range as well, but it is going to get caught by the throat. Another round of 2 yards towards the tower. If they get more points, to get to the second checkpoint. So Wigglers do have a pretty decent defense here. Back onto the tower, and again another good sniper shot from Nova as well. So House is going back and forth, but never on it for as long as they would like to. We are going to come out, but again, not to the advantage of Wiggler. Turtle pops the mauler to try and find themselves a little bit of time, but he immediately spins back into the grenade.
3 down on Wiggler. Time for Infinite Splat to try and get some more points. Out comes the Stingray for the pressure.
Usually focus on the Discord. Suddenly realised the rest of the team are up there as well. The trade between Ali and Fit. And the tower again makes it just so close to the second checkpoint, but again they can't get it there.
Oh. Nova is excellent on the charger. Really, really keeping Wiggler back. They cannot get past them.
Really can't, and once again Char is coming in with the spawn. Melee again manages to get the Booyah in. The Booyah bomb is up, but it's again. This seems to be the common story here, that Infinite are able to get a really good push, but they're able to get the tower, but they can't break the second checkpoint.
No.
So it does seem to be a bit of a bottleneck here, that Wiggler are just not letting that go, and they're actually going to get points here. Ali is actually uncontested. They can actually get this to the first checkpoint, but the Stingray will finally make sure that they are off on off. Good plays all round for both the teams. Again, Infinite just keeping control here with 1 minute to go. They know full well that Wiggler haven't made it past the first checkpoint, so as long as they can keep this stranglehold on the game like this, they won't be too annoyed that they can't get past the second checkpoint. They have a lead, and Lucas is uncontested here. They might actually
2 Booyah bombs! Blue team have so much more turf than Wigglers at the moment. So much more control.
And yet they are still finding the odd spot here and there. As the Discord finally does go down, Fit is just waiting on everybody else to come spawning on in. But again, just look at these exchanges in the middle. Between Melee and Nova, they're just consistently on top of things. The X-Storm is going to come out and Lucas is going to push it away from the middle again. They are a 3-2 advantage. They still yet to hit that second checkpoint, but Stingray comes out. Surprised to see that come out immediately. Then again, they've got Booyah bombs to force everybody off the tower as well. Lucas almost makes it to the second checkpoint, and guess what? For the third match in a row,
we're in overtime, yeah. This is it, but it's not looking good for Wiggler. They're 2 down in overtime, and that's it. Ooh.
No,
just need to step on the tower. That's it.
Yeah, Turtle got taken off the tower before the Booyah bomb could make it. If the Booyah bomb had made it before they went down, they might have still had a chance to at least go through, because as you saw, everybody had to immediately take evasive action from the Booyah, but yeah, it just did not help them at the end. Look at that, 18 splats for both Lee and Fitz, so just so consistent on the side of Infinite, and with that, they will book their tickets into winners final.
Yes. Excellent matches once again. All overtime, all heavily contested, and like you said, a lot of back and forth. Very, very well played.
I will definitely give credit to Wiggler Ahoy. They just refused to allow them to hit that point. It was just like every time they got there, it's like, no, I don't think you will. Please go back to the middle.
So we are still waiting for the winner of the losers round. Sans Undertail winners and Latency, I think, are still playing to determine who will go to the semi-finals losers bracket.
Yep, Latency manages to take out Yuletide Roomies by 2-0, so impressive. But again, that'll be Yuletide out as well. We didn't get the chance to see them in action, but still, thank you very much for competing. Always worth it. We know now that Wiggler Ahoy will drop into round 2 as well. They will take on Evening Chickens. So those 2 matches will determine how the top 4 will be lining up, which will always be nice. But yeah, we now turn our attentions to winners final.
Winners final.
The winner of this will make it into Grands unscathed without conceding a set. The other will have to fight it out in the underground final. But whatever happens, they are guaranteed a top 3 finish. So Christmas Quackers, we know, consist of Geo, Mole, Spid, and Hershey. This will be the first time we get to see them on stream today. And obviously, we saw what Infinite Splatoon could do. Lucas, Cammy, Nova, and Bash, they were absolutely on fire there. No doubt about it. Just goodness me, that's what more can you really say about what they were able to do?
Just double checking which match we're going to be streaming next. It seems as though we're going along with the winners bracket here. So, but
Yeah, it'll say SF because the way challenge says it is that it calls this semi-final and then the next one is grand final, when it actually it's winners final. So it should be starting with Clamblet, Snapper, Canal.
Yes, Clamblet, Snapper Canal, TC, Kelpdone, Rainmaker, Sturgeon, Splat Zones, Walleye, Clamblitz, New Albacore Hotel. And the weapons, like we were saying before, Gootuber, Clash Blaster, Bloblobber, Hydra Splatling, Tri-Slusher, and Octobrush. These are not common weapons.
Oh, no, they are not. I mean, I've seen a lot of people do very good work with the Tri-Slushes, so I am very happy with that. And like I said, one of my go-to weapons. Ironically enough, so is the Octopus. I generally bring that out during Clamblitz and works surprising wonders.
Yes, yeah, the Octobrush can do some serious turfing and damage in the right hands. And obviously, with its mobility.
Yeah, its mobility is just for game mode like Clamblitz, where you are trying to sort of like keep your enemies guessing and trying to do those flanks, especially when you coordinate that with the rest of your team. It's great because whilst they're trying to figure out what you yourself are doing, the rest of the team have a chance to ambush.
Mm-hmm.
So it's depending on how you play it, it can be very, very cool. We'll start with a Clamblitz round, so it'll be interesting to see if either of these teams do decide to go for that kind of setup, or if we're just going to see somebody just, we'll have the Hydra. Like this weapon selection is ridiculous. On the fact that we've got very close range weapons like the Tri-Saucer, the Octo, and the Clash Blaster, and then we've got the Hydra.
The Hydra. the slowest, the most powerful backline weapon, in my opinion. In the right hands, the Hydra Splatling is terrifying. You can set up a line of defense that is just immovable. Yeah. I'm really hoping we see some Hydra action, because generally when I've noticed so far, when forced to pick a weapon, a lot of people have gone for short range to mid range weapons, sort of easy to pick up weapons. Would be excellent to see a Hydra. I don't think we're going to see a Gootuber. I don't think it's going to happen. But I would love to see a Bloblobber. That is the weapon that I main most of the time. I would love to see it.
It's a form of bucket, so I'll take it.
Yeah. The bucket squad.
Yeah.
I would love to see it. I find it, especially obviously the Bloblobber with Rainmaker and Object Shredder, it can prove really powerful. Not sure with Clamblitz, TC, and Splat Zones we'll see it, but I think we will see it in Rainmaker for someone. Especially on Sturgeon's Shipyard as well. It's a good map for Bloblobber, in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, when you look at the weapons that we have, the modes, when you think about specific modes, you think about certain specials. So, for example, Clamblitz, you generally think of wanting for specials that are good for aggression and for defense. Inkarma ticks one of those boxes, and we also know Booyah Bomb and Bubble Blowers. They're very good They're very good specials for that. We know Tri-Slusher has an Inkarma. We know Hydra Splatling, that has an Inkarma, one of those setups, I do believe.
Yep. Has Inkarma or Splashdown.
Yeah. So there's stuff that you can play around with. And heck, I think it's the Octobrusher has the Ultra Stamp, which can work in clams.
It can.
It's a bit of a different setup, but it can work.
And in Rainmaker as well, that Ultra Stamp completely tears through the Rainmaker shield.
Yeah.
So if needed, that can work very, very well too.
So yeah, there's a lot of different things you can look for. There's a lot of potential. Obviously, we know I I know sometimes people get annoyed hearing me say this or hearing other people say this, but knowing that we've got Tower Control Keltdome coming up, Clash Blaster may make an appearance.
I think it will make more than one appearance, and I think that is the map we're going to see Hydra and Clash Blasters.
Yeah. Because on a tight knit stage like Keldum, and especially with it being tower control, because Clash Blaster is a blaster, B, short range, and very quick, there is a chance you can actually catch people off guard with that. And
Yes.
if people are running in with the Tri-Slosher, it's really going to come down to who gets the initial hit, the AoE blast of the Clash, or the widespread attack of the Tri. And on top of that, you got the Octopus. So between the three of those, close quarter combat exchanges in this set is going to be a joy to behold.
But then again, they're all weapons with a lot of splash damage, aren't they?
Yeah. And then, as you say, we've got the Hydra. So it's just like the Hydra will just be watching everything go off and be like, "That's pretty."
Doing what it does best, standing back and enjoying the rides.
Pretty much. It's like, I know you're deadly, but I have range. All of the range.
So we are just waiting for the last couple of members to join our lobby, and then we're going to get on with the winners bracket semi-finals.
Yeah. I believe, ironically enough, I'm looking at that Splash that we're missing. We are literally missing just Splash. No, sorry, I'm thinking of the wrong team.
We
right.
are missing Spid. Spid is the person we are missing.
I was close. I got the S correct. I don't know why I had Splash on the brain. That was my only...
We'll let you have it. We were talking about splash damage. Maybe it was that.
Yeah.
So we've got Infinite Splat again, who we've just seen win the previous match, but now they're against Christmas Quackers, the team of Geo, Mole, Spid, and Hoshi, and they have won every match so far as well. What do you think we're going to see from them?
A lot of aggression, a lot of quick fire antics. I mean, we saw how Infinite were able to like dominate for like the early goings and then kind of dip away towards the end. Whereas Christmas Crackers, I mean, both teams have managed to get this far without conceding a point. They've both won 2-0 and 3-0 respectively. So it's gonna be hard to judge how both of these are gonna this. We know that the longer the match goes on, the more it will probably say it will start to favor the other team against Infinite. But this I feel like this could be close. The first match will definitely tell us how this set will probably shape up.
It's interesting. It's very interesting with the semi-finals and this eclectic range of weapons. I'm not sure what we're going to see, because knowing a few of these players, knowing what they play normally, it's going to be weird for like to see what they pick. I'm very excited.
And we do have everybody in, so it will be Infinite going on Alpha Team, and it will be Christmas Quackers that will be going on Bravo Team. I don't know why I said it like that. It was such Christmas Quackers.
We can just call them the Quackers.
Oh my gosh. I mean, I think for those of you who saw the 2018 UK Championships, we all know that ducks are very much a part of our community. So, yeah, honestly, wouldn't surprise me.
So in the losers round 2, Latent have just beaten Sans Undertail winners, so they progress to round 3 of the losers bracket, and they will face Wiggler, Ahoy, or Evening Chickens.
Wow, I am surprised to hear that. I'm not going to lie.
Are you?
Like, damn, that's I'm looking at the Discord chat, and apparently it was
hype.
Apparently it sounded like it was close. Yeah, it definitely feels like that's definitely been the case. So that's what I love about this as well. Like sometimes you'll see sets and be like, oh, it ended 2-0. I guess it must have been, kind of one-sided. But sometimes that scoreline doesn't tell you what actually happened. I mean, we could tell you with the Wiggler Ahoy and Infinite Splatoon match. Yes, it said it was 3-0. But actually, the first two matches were incredibly close because they
And-
were both separated by a point, essentially. So it
And
was just
every
like,
match went to overtime. You know?
exactly. So it's like, yeah, it may say it's a 3-0, but it's never as one-sided as you think it's going to be. So if a match goes the distance, it's generally because nobody wants to give up. It's as simple as that.
This looks
Oh,
interesting already.
they're making me so happy. There's two normal tri-sloshes and then one with Storm. Both sides opted for a Clash and a Hydra. Interesting to note that it's both variants with the missiles for the Clash. And we do see a YouTuber.
That surprised me. I didn't think we'd see one of them.
Yeah. It can hold its charge so much longer, but as you can see, still significantly outraged by the Hydra.
Yes, yes.
Look who's making the initial push already. Maul has 8, has 9. That is a full football, and they are quickly going to be wanting to get these first points in the bag. Although the Hydra is going to say, you know what? No, I don't think he will. The range of it is just scary. So is the fire rate, to be fair. Also love the fact that the armor means that you do run into mine, which it can work. It can help you, especially with Pampers, because you want to know where your opponents are at all times. So if somebody activates it, you know where they are.
Infinity have got a power clam now. And I want if they're going to start to make a push here. 2 down on the side of Christmas Quackers, and it looks like Infinity are going to start a push here. Do they get to score? Yes, they do. We've got some points on the scoreboard now. And they are piling those clams in.
Yep,
They are not letting up.
This is big time damage, and Fitz again just
Last one standing.
kicking butt with the tri-slosher. Can they get another barrier? Yes, they can!
did.
We're clamming just in the nick of time.
One last clam.
You gotta love it. It just puts them that little bit further on edge. It's like, yeah, I can win out these exchanges and still have time to throw in clam. Already down to 29, and it's a pressure push. Oh, finally getting in on the tri-slosher. Yep, that pops the armor as well. So that little bit of a buffer. Gets the Splat on back, but again, guess who else? It's the Hydra again with that range just immediately shuts them down.
We've got a lot of armor in this match again as well.
We really do. It's like both sides are rocking a normal tri-slosher and the custom Hydra. So that again, it's 2 sets of armor, and I did say it does help.
Ooh,
That
they're
is gonna be a
jumping.
jump. This might be a chance for some points, and it certainly is. The jump is going to come down, but they're not going to get any more clams in by the sounds of it. They are going to get taken down. They managed to get 1 clam in there, but Hoshi is not going to be.
Hoshi is not going to be able to take out that Hydra. So just to sit comfortably, get some turf and regroup, I think, is the plan for Christmas Quackers.
See the clam, as people like to call it, already dropped down underneath the barrier, so Nova knows it's there, but really doesn't really want to pick that up. If they actually are to pick it up, do they sense a jumping opportunity? I think they do, and they see a chance. Are they going to get this in? They should get it in, and they do, and immediately retreat, but gets caught by the YouTuber.
Excellent, excellent display of a YouTuber right there.
Oh, but Hoshi, no. They unfortunately did not get that out at the time, so we just saw Hoshi burn up to it just before they picked it up. It unfortunately self-destructed, so...
Spid is the last alive on Christmas Quackers and is unable to stop the push.
So yeah, already straight back on the offensive, and Lisbon trying to win out this exchange, gets a trade in the end. It is just the Hydra that's left, and there is Geo up on that defensive arc. Managed to pick up 1 clamp, but they only need 3 to win this matchup.
And that's
There
it.
we go.
Infinity were dominant the entire match.
They seriously were, every single time. They saw an opportunity to go for it, they went. Even the Hydra was going, okay, this power clam is safe at our base, there's an opportunity, I will take it, jump, and immediately get out of there. They did get caught by the YouTube of Hoshi, but again, they did what they needed to do. They saw an opportunity, threw the power clam in, and that set up the the groundwork for the rest of the team to build up from.
Yeah. Right, our next match, Tower Control, Kelp Dome.
And since we've already seen a Clash Blaster on both sides already, there is a very high chance that we are going to see the return of that here.
I think we're going to see much of the same comps. Sloshers, Clash Blasters, and Hydras. Definitely think there's going to be a Hydra apiece. Or maybe, instead of a Hydra, a Gootuber. We don't know. We don't know. No Octobrush or Bloblobber yet.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, with Snapper Canal, it's a bit more of a harder one to utilize the brush on. For the map that is coming up, if we do get to it, of course. Whereas New Albacore Hotel, if that comes up, there will definitely be a brush, just on the basis of you've got those bridges to cross over, and it negates that completely. So it's just like, oh yeah, we just zoom through it because we've got the brush.
We want to see a reverse sweep, that's what we're saying. We want more matches.
I think everybody wants that. Double Tri-Sloshes again.
Yeah.
We are going to see the exact same comps, I think.
Basically, yep.
Yeah. Yeah, nobody wants to switch from their respective weapons. The double Tri-Slosher by Clash Blaster and Hydra versus the Hydra Tri-Goo and Splat. Nobody wants to go into that tower initially. Everyone's just sort of like dancing around each other in the middle area. We are going to see a couple of exchanges, but almost immediately we get two taken down just by Nova alone. And surely that will be the first point. That I feel like it's a bit of an odd choice for Host to come in with Splashdown on Kelp Dome, especially with the fact that you just saw it while
with the Greats.
Where if you use the Splashdown, you can get caught and you can waste it.
Yeah. Looks like Infinity's going to go for a push here.
Thinking about it, they're actually being pushed back here. Geo has the range to keep them in their respective corner. This might actually be some decent points on the board for them. They finally see a chance to pop them down, but they're not going to. But now they finally do. And Geo wisely popped a mine on there as well, just to give themselves a little bit of extra protection. And once they do get the initial point, it's still very early days. They're going to have to be careful. Oh, they just about got away with that.
And it's a team wipe for Infinity. So, Christmas Quackers are about to make a nice push here, get some points on the board.
Absolutely. And Geo did so well to hold their ground that I thought the Triforce had them beat, but just about managed to get away with that.
Just shows the power of the Hydra. Got the Gootuber up front, which is not something I thought I would say. But Spid is in their base with the Clash Blaster. Just the Hydra alive on Infinity Squids. Yeah. And Spid takes him out. Nice trade.
Final tech point. This is well held. This is great place here.
This is revenge for the previous match.
It really is. They could get a knockout.
And they do. Incredible.
That was phenomenal. That splashdown coming in at the most crucial moment. It meant that it immediately took away anybody who was near that tower. It put them on it perfectly. And with only 1 point, well, blink and you miss it. They immediately took that. One apiece in this set. So, we will see a match 4, whatever happens at this point. Oh my gosh. So we've had a KO in Snapper Canal for Clamblets. We've had a KO with Kelp Dome and Tower Control. If that's how those two matches go, how in the world does Rainmaker play out here? Especially on Sturgeon Shipyard, when you have so many different ways to go for this.
We are potentially seeing the reverse sweep here. Like mentioned before.
I mean, it is a best of 5, so...
Rainmaker and Sturgeon Shipyard. I wonder if we're going to see any different weapons, or we're going to run with the same cops. They pick their weapons pretty quickly.
The Hydra not being picked here. Like, it's going to be picked. You've got the sniper push there for a reason. Same comp on the side of Infinite.
And
we've got the Blow Lobber. So no Hydra on the side for this Quackers.
But I think this might work out in their favour.
We know the Blow Lobber can rinse through shield so quickly. You can already see the damage it's doing. Green initially had that coverage, and then Geo just started coming in with the Blow Lobber and kind of stalled it a little longer than I think they were expecting.
Taken out by the Tri-Slusher.
Where Infinite starts to look very deadly.
Just one alive.
And
that's a wipe.
Push. Oh no, we are not having a pizza time. Surely not we're having a pizza time in the first minute. It would be quite extraordinary. Luca's just the Rainmaker, but they're being pinned down by the Blow Lobber. Quickly goes towards where Fitz is. Everybody is literally charging at the mall. They're gonna go for it. They're absolutely going for it. They go for the start, and they do get it, crucially.
Stopped at 18 points.
There is a wide move. They realized there was an opening around the outside, but somehow it was spin to the rescue. And 1 minute does tip down, but the Rainmaker is still going. Can it go up? It will go up. It's on 4 now. They picked that up out of nowhere.
Christmas Quackers have got so much to do right now.
They really have. I mean, in the first minute and a half, they've already got it to 4 points, and Geo and Spin managing to hold the ground, winning out that 2v1 exchange as well.
3 down.
But this is a great opportunity to go for the push here. And yeah, with most of the players down, they're going to go for this.
And they're taking the top left. Nice.
Yep. Geo's up. Geo's up there.
They've got to push the Hydra. It's falling down.
Yeah, the Hydra just forced them off there. They had to sort of like vacate that position. Well, the Hydra did go down, but the Tri-Slusher is still on hand. That's how deadly it can be. It can cover more ground than you expect sometimes, and gets the train on spin in the process.
Nice defending there from Infinity.
Very nice defending indeed. They jump straight back on into the thick of things. We're approaching the halfway mark. 5 to 4. Rainmaker will be set so much pressure. They realize Fitz needs to go down. 2v1. Manages to get the better of one. Finally does get taken down by the Maul. Again.
Maul was last alive.
Just holding them back for so long and having the rest of their team just polish up behind them. They are going to grab Rainmaker, but the Maul is right there. Catching the first ball. Can't do any better.
Fitz again on a warpath, as we've seen in previous games. Very aggressive, very confrontational, putting a lot of pressure and getting those flats.
Don't know when to stop. Nova finally does get taken down, and again Geo with the ball will just rip through this. Pop the stop. That should help give them a little bit more coverage. Slow down any remaining push. You see Fitz in that top corner there. And
They need
again, again.
It's reset though. We've got a minute and a half left.
10.5 left. You feel like the damage we've done in the first minute of this matchup, but anything can still happen, as we've seen in our previous 2 Rainmaker matches, so never say never. Geo and the Maul will swim up towards the flank.
Oh, the Hydra.
Take it down.
Hydra punishing them immediately.
This is what happens when you don't bring range into this. The Hydra is just being left unprotected in the middle.
The Hydra's in such a position where they can see everything on this map. You know, it's a perfect map for the Hydra. They can see everywhere.
It's just the YouTuber left, and you feel like they're just holding on to this. They don't need to pick this up. They know that it's that they don't need to do any of the work here.
Just straight out and out defending for now.
We like to call that parking the bus. To be fair, it's a wide move, because again, we're now the missiles will come out and Nova quickly jumps away, so they have lost that position point now, so it's up to the other team to take good care of that area.
But there's Fitz getting 2, maybe 3 splats, taking care of Christmas Quackers, and yep.
Yep, that'll be the storm popping up as well. 10 seconds left on the clock. Or they could have come in left and right now, but again, player advantage. We know where it goes. It's a 4-2 advantage. Rainmaker has been picked up. They're having a dance with it, and that's that.
That is that. So 3-1 to Infinity. They win the set. Yeah?
No, it's 2-1.
I thought it was 3-1.
No, it's 2-1.
Oh my god, I'm speaking ahead of myself there. Excuse me.
Oh, look at Fitz. Oh my gosh, look at Fitz. 28 splats.
Jesus.
Okay.
Okay.
You have no idea how happy I am to see that many splats from Tri-Slosher. It's so good. It's so good.
Right. Ignoring what I said before, we're now on to game 4.
Yes.
And Christmas Quackers have to win this.
Yeah. Splat Zones Walleye. Makes you remember the good old days of Splatoon 1.
Yes. I think we're going to see similar comps from Infinity. It's working for them so far, especially Fitz.
Yeah, it really has. I mean, Fitz is just loving the Tri-Slosher, and it's clear to see that. Having said that, Nova seems to love the Hydra as well. Like, they have done wonders with that weapon today. So, yeah, expect to see it again. Because, again, Walleye Warehouse, it's such a narrow stage. So you're going to, again, you park yourself in one area, you're probably going to hit anything in that central zone.
But you know what I will say about this? This map is... it's an incredibly good map for the Bloblubber. I don't think we will see it, but for someone that plays this weapon a lot, those tight, narrow corridors really benefit a Bloblubber, and it's a shame we're not seeing one, but when it's worked so well with the Hydra Clash and 2 Slosher comp, why would they change?
As we all know, the famous saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Absolutely. Infinity angry again, straight away. Putting the pressure on.
So many splats immediately went out in the first 30 seconds, and Nova again. Nova decides to play a pretty aggressive Hydra, gets the splat on the wall. Just, they know where to aim with Hydra, they know when to go for it. The other is going to come up on the side of Quackers. Again, the Hydra brings it through it so quickly.
And the zone, we're already on 50 points for Infinity. They have not let up this entire time. Christmas Quackers need to cap the zone. But they're 2 down again.
Way too aggressively. Like, they beat the storm and
that is a wipe.
And I think Infinite, look at this, Infinite already know they have this back.
They have this one.
They're partied with 8 points still to take. They know they're not going to get this in time.
And that's it.
Just the sheer amount of confidence from Infinite. They knew they had it won the second they realized they got the wipe with like 15 points left on the clock.
Just over a minute the entire match. Complete dominance.
Yeah, and with that, Infinite will move on. They will book their ticket into the grand finals, and there they will await whoever emerges from the underground bracket. We know Christmas Quackers have to take part in the underground final, but who will they meet there? We know Latency is currently in the underground semi, but we're still awaiting word on Wiggler Ahoy versus Evening Chicken.
So, I think that means our next match we will be casting will be Latency and either Wiggler Ahoy or Evening Chickens.
That sounds about right to me. I'm just keeping an eye on the Discord to see if we got any further information. Once we have it, we will pass it on to you. Remember, if you do want to follow the bracket yourself, you could do so with, is it exclamation bracket?
Yes, exclamation bracket. Here we go.
Ta-da!
Ta-da! So, if we are going to be showing, we're going to be showing losers round 3. I'll try and bring up. Is it losers round 3?
It'll be LS. It'll be losers semi.
Losers bracket semi.
Yeah, which will be Clamblets Reef. Or, well, the set started with Clamblets Reef.
And then Splat Zone Skipper Pavilion, TC Starfish, Clan Blitz, Ink Block, Art Academy, and Rainmaker and Sturgeon.
Again.
This I'm really excited. I will start out by saying I am biased. The team of Latency I know very, very well, and I know this comp benefits them completely.
Oh,
So
the weapon list, I'm looking at it now. The Sploosh-O-Matic, Splat Roller, Squeezer, Rapid Blaster, Ballpoint, and the Nautilus. It's nice to see both the Ballpoint and the Nautilus on that selection. But again, we've got some interesting variations that we're going to see come out with that. So yes, for those of you who are just joining in, this is the Christmas Weapon Cup, organized and hosted by the Splatoon Community UK. You can thank Pixel Squid for a lot of the behind the scenes in terms of tournament organization. I am your girl TK Layla, and this is not my stream for a change.
Layla has joined me to help me for my very first streaming and casting debut. And welcome everyone, I'm Rachelskiiiiiii. I normally stream Splatoon, mainly Salmon Run, as most of the people here who follow me know this. But I thought I would show the other part of the game, part of the game that I don't show that much. And we're here showcasing a wonderful restricted weapons cup. And as you can see, we're going to be showing the losers bracket, the losers semis next. And they can only choose from the Nautilus, Ballpoint, Splat Roller, Squeezer, Sploosh, and Rapid. It's going to be an interesting set, this. This isn't your commentating debut though, Rach. I don't like to think of anything I've done before this as commentating.
Oh, bless you.
But definitely the first time I've done this on stream, I think. So yeah, it's been so helpful to have Layla here to help carry me and help along, because I'm not sure what I would have done by myself. So thank you very much.
Bless you. You're doing well. You're doing very well. Thank
you. Project Arena. Oh, I did a small bit of commentating there, but that doesn't count.
It would be. I remember when that was going around. I think in like, yeah, we got the LAN event for like Project Arena. We had the arms and Splatoon stuff coming up, and then we had the Winter Breeze. I'm like, I want to go to both of these, but I know that it's such a long way to travel from where I am to London as it is. So it's just like I can only pick one. And I missed Summer Breeze last time around, and I absolutely hated the fact that I missed Summer Breeze. So it was just like, give me the Winter Breeze. I can't miss two of these. So
you're making Pixel so upset in the comments in the chat.
I feel like a lot of people said like we've missed all. I've missed so many people.
I know, it's been such a strange, quiet year in terms of going to events and LANs. And one of the very last LANs that we did was Project Arena, right back at the beginning of March, I think, this year. And that was the last time I saw the majority of the Splatoon community, and the ones that are mostly London based anyway. Yeah. And obviously we had Breeze a couple of weeks before that as well. So
yeah, because I know that arena had arms in there, and I know a lot of people. Who was talking about the arm stuff were just like, Layla, you got to be there for that. Like, you cast the challenge cups, you've done those all year, you've got to be there. And I'm like, I'd love to, but I can't afford to travel down there. So, and then obviously everything into the lockdown after that. So it's a bit of a regret that I didn't get to go there, but I am determined that once everything does start running again and we do have the Project Arenas back, I will make it to one of those. That will be my aim.
I think what is nice about, if you can take any positives away from this whole year, is that now people will probably feel more compelled to go to events. They will go, actually, yeah, I will make the effort because it might not happen again. Everything got cancelled this year.
And also you feel like a lot of people will actually be like, okay, let's actually, look after ourselves when we do it this time.
Yes.
As bad as that sounds, it's like, I feel like it's the wake-up call that people needed to be like, okay, yeah, please actually hygiene correctly now.
Yes.
We really don't want this again.
Clean hands, please, everybody.
Clean hands and personal space. Respect it, please.
Here we go. We are just setting up the lobby for the losers final. We have. Is it the losers final?
No, this is
Losers
underground
semi.
semis.
That's it.
This
Sorry.
is semis. The winner will take on Christmas Quackers. It's Wiggler Ahoy who are taking on Latency. They took out Evening Chickens by 2 points to 1. So again, another match that managed to go the distance for best of threes, but obviously we are done with that now.
And
best of five
I think it's worth pointing out as well, in the first match in round 1, Latency lost against Wiggler Ahoy, and that's why they came down to the losers bracket. So now they're rematching again in the losers final, but this time with completely different comps.
Yeah, different comps, different stage map combinations, and most importantly of all, it's not a best of 3. It is a best of 5, and the best of 3 went 2-1 to Wigglers. So close match? Question mark.
Yes. This is. I'm very excited to see because I know everyone on Latency really well, and I know a couple of the people on Wiggler, and I know the weapons they all play, and this comp is perfect for the majority of them. So I think we're going to see people using their actual main weapons, or weapons they're very comfortable with here. So this could prove very interesting.
Yeah, that would not surprise me in the slightest. And we are going to get ourselves into our first matchup. We've already got a good look for... we got a lot of people cheering on Latency, so people definitely want to see the comeback.
Yes. Just as I suspected.
Look at those colourful solutions. We got 4 solutions out here, 3 of which are the cherry variant. And we are going to see a Kansas Rapid alongside the Nautilus to go up against another Nautilus and a ballpoint as well. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of shenanigans. Look, we've already lost 2 members.
We're 2 down on Latency.
The embed is already up to scratch. They only need 2 more fans. They've got to go for... or not. They're going to put it back to the teammate first.
Yes. Redware's being the typical sploosh and not carrying the clam, but going for kills. Yeah, 1 stamp, 2 stamp.
I don't think we're surprised by that, are we?
No, picked up another one. Ooh! Taken out. Nice kill by May though. And they've got points on the board. May is the last one alive. Will he get that in? He does!
2 power clam dunks. That's always a great way to start. Put you in a nice early lead and also put a lot of pressure onto the enemy. It's not just the 1 power clam. They're going to need to get in. They're going to have to get in just a little bit more if they want to go level. They very nearly caught out by the stamp there. But gets away with it, and now here comes the range shenanigans. The ballpoint beautifully unique in the fact that it will...
Are we going to see an inkjet from Char? Oh no, they're going to score first. Yes, here's the inkjet though.
Inkjet is up, and they are already on a 42 disadvantage here.
No picks with the inkjet, but taken out straight away.
They will finally get caught out. 3-1, I think, was how that was happening. Redware's again on the bridge. They've got 8 clamps. They've that. A power clamp immediately holds it away. They knew full well the enemy would know where they are and quickly retreat back towards their base. Where they are now. The fact that they are holding it, and the snap is going to come out, and wisely they are going to run the avoid. They're the only ones left in the team as well, so really in no man's land here. It has to win this exchange. They do.
They
can't get up the step.
But Redware's arguably stopped them pushing there and gave time for defense before his teammates came back. So I
don't think anybody picked up that power climb either. So damage limitations really. There's Char again. Really going to catch out Mizu.
Redware's traded, but they're 1 alive now. It's just May.
Yeah, Turtle's going to try and go for the push, and they make the score. They can.
They do.
If they can keep this up, they may get a counter, and they do.
Then they take the lead. Ultra stamp out.
while the Nautilus is in a bit of a sticky position there. May trying to retreat and gets caught by Turtle in the end, who gets a twofer. Nice little exchange, should bring the barrier.
Still throwing clams in.
Fire here and finding the barrier did go up 30 to 60 is now scored. Immediately comes jumping straight into the thing. There is somebody down there, and with the help of Turtle, they do take them out. So
nice flank from SG there.
You can see the stage layout at the moment. The turf is very much easy to see from looking from afar. So
Yep.
it really is down to Cilia and Red. Try and keep this alive, try and stop any further plans being gathered. And the ultra, they both popped ultra stamp at the same time, but it's Discord who got the better of the exchange. Quickly throws that away, and now he shifts the attention to going for another push here.
And it's just Aqua out front again on his own, trying to stop the damage.
They're going to go one towards the Nautilus, not winning it this time round. They'll pick up the power slam as well, mate. I'm not sure if they intended that, but they do need to get something for Witchery here. There's only 30 seconds left. Again, losing out to Ahoy. Seems like everything they have, they just could have just short. And with 20 seconds left in the clock, they have to stand well. They know they have to push. As long as they hold the power slam, overtime will fake. But again, we can already see a splatling on the bridge.
Ooh.
Get the splat, you need to drop the staff. They have a player down.
And we're into overtime.
There could be the opportunity to go for it. The rapid will go down. Red wins out the 1v1. The ball is still alive here, but they've got
They need to go, they need to push.
They have the advantage. Red,
They need to push. No. Gosh, this is so tense. Oh,
no.
The suction bomb.
Yeah. Red swam straight into it, and that push came to a screeching halt. Perfectly executed, well played there, and that point, as a result, will have to go against them. Just, you hate to see that one come up.
An early lead as well. But again, like we said before, when Wiggler have the pressure on them, that's when they fight back. That's when they start to get points.
It absolutely is. So, as a result, it will be Wiggler Ahoy who will start with the initial points. With Latency dropping the first match. They tried to come back into it, and well played to them. They were able to get some decent defenses and had a decent push of their own. But again, it's just, it is moments like those, especially in a moment like overtime, where one mistake like that can cost you the entire push. It is unfortunate, but again, they'll bounce back, and especially considering the fact this is Splat zones. Ironically enough, I think the mode stage combination I've seen the least has probably been Zone Skipper. Like, I've seen every other mode on Skipper a lot more than Zones.
Yeah. I think we're going to see much of the same comps here. We might even see a roller from someone. But I do think we're going to keep with the ball points, the noughts, the sploosh, of course.
Ooh. I mean, I would certainly take that. They are being a little undecisive about what discussing switching up the weapons here. I mean, obviously, Clan Blitz and Splat Zones, they are very different modes as it is. Clan Blitz is probably one of the more frantic modes that this game does have to offer, if we're not counting Salmon Run, of course.
I challenge anyone here to play Salmon Run Hazard Level Max.
And then Skipper, obviously I say new. It feels weird saying it's the newest stage when, it's been a long time since Skipper
we've had
came out.
Yeah. In the context of the other maps, it is one of the newest ones.
Yes. And we are going to see a bit of a switch up. Squeeze is going to come out. However, on the side of Charo over there, we've still got that ball point, we've still got the Nautilus. The Rapids making an appearance again.
Well, we've got a squeezer from Snow here. Ooh, taken out by a perfectly placed Splat bomb. Unfortunate. And Latency are 2 down already.
Aggressive already. Turtle just immediately off the opponent. Just going nuts with the Splatoon-matic. And they've got the Ultra Stamp up as well. And already they're pushing straight up onto that top section. And we're going to see if they could just create a bit of an anchor here. It's not allowed to do at all.
Inkjet putting a lot of pressure on them.
At this point, Riju going down as well. Finally, Celia will get some kind of purchase. Inkjet pops up as well. Gets one of them at least.
Snow again.
That would have been great if I could.
Out come the bubbles. Can he save the zone? No.
No, not quite. But another distraction for Riju to come in and at least get the
And
pass
Red
on
Wes,
the wheel.
there we go. Red Wes with a good trade there.
Beacon, but again, Turtle is quickly back in there. I always feel like Turtle just swims straight on in without any thought about what is happening elsewhere. They want to be in the action, in the thick of things, and they immediately bring that back into their favor. Cast on the point with the Nautilus. They do have Inkjet as well if they need to pop it. Usually trying to pin down Ali, but lose that fight as well.
Inkjet out from Char. Also Inkjet out from Celia as well. We're going to have a 1v1 with the Inkjet.
It doesn't look like it. I think
Here comes the stamp.
But guess what Red does? Red does what Red does best. Punish with the Ultra Stamp. Waiting for the Inkjet to come down and immediately pops it. Trying to be aggressive against Ally, but Ally gets not one, but 2 Splats. Takes down the beacon in the process.
Yellow have still got control of the zone here. And they're getting points back on the board.
Yeah, pleasantly surprised. Will they get this past the halfway mark? They do indeed. Bowler will come out, as will the Storm, so this should bring it straight back into Wiggler's favor, and he does so. But the bubbles are coming out. Managed to catch one of them. Ali just about gets away with that.
SG last up and taken out.
Yep, and now it's just the Nautilus coming back in, so this gives Wigglers plenty of time to just build up a little bit more turf coverage, get the beacons replaced, and just hit on past these counter points. In fact, I'll probably get through that before they even emerge back on the scene.
Out come the specials.
Every special attack people that come up there.
Nice trade, but it was a wipe.
A full team wipe, despite all specials being popped, just tells you how in control Wigglers were the entire time there.
Yep. Great effort from Latency, getting some points on the board, pushing them back at times, but dominant from Wiggler again.
Yeah, they are definitely out to prove that 2-1 is not going to be a repeat. They are going to take this cleanly if they can keep this up. 2-0 up, and the reverse sweep for Latency, well, we're going to see
now or never.
But yeah, as you say, never say never.
Let's go. Our last match is Tower Control Starfish main stage.
Good to see the main stage getting some love. What do you reckon? Same kind of weapons, or we'll see a little bit more of a switch?
I think we're going to see the same weapons. I think it's, well, definitely from Wiggler, because it's worked so well for them, but we might see a change. I think, knowing May, it will be Nautilus or Ballpoint for him. But I'm not sure. It's going to be very interesting, this one. Teams are settling quite quickly on their weapons.
They certainly are. It's just Ali who is waiting to ready up, and that's it. Everybody is set, so
we're straight in.
Yeah, discussions were as brief as possible. which, to be fair, at this kind of stage, it is all to play for. As facing the top 3 is up for grabs, and we already see the Merry Christmas messages going up, which is nice to see. So, what we got? Double sploosh on the Kenza Rapid coming back. Kenza Rapid, in fact, gone both sides of the wheel here. So, naturally, in Tower Control, I guess the blasters kind of have to come up. 3-0s all around, which is what we like to see coming out.
Yeah, Aqua back on the Nautilus. SG and Wes with the Sploosh, and Celia with the Rapid.
Already basically a quick little change, but it
Nice
is
Splat from Celia.
Red is going to come jumping straight back in, and the first point of the match is going to go the way of Latency here, and Red's going to get a good little with the upper stamp. That's a twofer as well. Ali and Char both going down. It is just the ball left, but oh, caught out the explosion. They must have thought they were just on the outskirts of it, but they were in range and they got taken out. But credit where credit's due, they're at the first checkpoint.
73 points. Not a bad way to start.
Not at all. It's a shame they couldn't get any further than that, and Red realizes that there's definitely going to be some danger ahead. They're looking to do a little bit of a flank alongside Mishu. Disco knows one of them is there. Now realizes both of them quickly retreat back towards the rest of the team. Red has to retreat because of the ball.
They're taking the lead.
The lead has been yoinked from them, but Red is still alive and they're going to come out.
3 down. They need to get Ali off the tower. Ali is still getting points and got past checkpoint 1.
That is absolutely crucial then for Wiggler Ahoy. Ballpoint managed to win out for 1v1. I think Red kicking themselves for that. They must have thought they had that in the bag, but yeah, never underestimate how quickly that ballpoint can fire on you. And with 2 minutes gone in this matchup, they have the lead.
Wes out here with the stamp. Going for the flank.
We need to shut them down as quickly as possible to not allow them to get carried away. Beacon remains intact, would you believe it? But slowly but surely, they are making their way here, and Ali with the range has to click that in. Inkjet is going to come up, put in immediate
nice
pressure,
coordination.
This might be checkpoint. It is checkpoint.
1 more point for the lead.
Oh, it is.
They got the lead.
Good
Nice.
They realized they were the only ones left, immediately jumped away, but crucially, it's a 2-point game. I guess the bigger question now is, can they hold on to this? They full well that they're both to the checkpoint, so if they get it to a similar point, they'll likely retake the lead, so they need to do something now. Catches the Nautilus by surprise. Good little flank there, and that should keep this right back towards the middle. Red immediately chased it away, and yet chased it down.
They stopped a push before it even happens.
It gets taken out, but can't do anything with the inkjet.
Nice pick from Red Wes. Putting pressure on 2 picks from them. Can he get the 3rd? No, Turtle stops him.
So well to stay alive there. Just swam around the pair of them. They knew they couldn't get the Splat properly, but just again stalling for time to allow their team to get back into the swing of things. But knowing full well that if this club pushes this club a little bit further, they'll take this. Baller actually got popped, but kind of went against them there. Mishu's forced off. Really good move there from Mishu. This club will hop back onto the tower. If Red can get any kind of coach out this, they can't. But Celia survived.
Ooh! Run straight into the Splat bomb. Turtle is now on the tower with Ali next to them. They need to stop the push.
Yeah, this will be lead and that there should be no doubt.
But here comes... Ooh! We're stopped at 1 point out.
No way! Surely not!
Nope.
Char will take it! Char takes it by 3 points!
Not much of a lead though. This could still go the other way.
Quickly popped on out of there. This squad is pushing on forward. In fact, look at how aggressive they are playing right now. Wigglers want this match done and dusted. Mishu goes down, and as long as they keep it in this half, they know they've got this one. They're all into the spawn area. But May, I don't think anybody realized that May could have just gone to the tower, but they didn't. They tried to push on and get Splat. They actually did catch on Char here, and they are onto the tower. 6 seconds left on the clock there. There's 2 on the tower. This will be overtime. Of that, there is no doubt. Can they do this? They need
1
to
pick.
May is somehow standing on their way. Now hops onto the tower. Shit, Chill is there.
They've taken the lead! Oh my god! I couldn't even tell what was happening right at the end there. Jesus Christ. What about that for a game?
How have they done that? That is absolutely amazing. It was jump after jump. Wigglers were getting the splats, but shockingly, Latency able to hang on in there for dear life.
But it's
They just
what
took it in
we
turns.
said when Wiggler got the lead. They didn't get much of a lead. They only got 2 points, and Latency punished them for that. They got the lead back. Unbelievable.
That was awesome. And just like that, it's 2-1 in Underground semi-final.
Unbelievable way to finish a match, that. Well done from both teams. Both teams, valiant effort. Constant back and forth, pushing for the lead, and Red Wes right at the end there seals it for Latency.
Goodness me. Red Reds and Celia both just... They were in the right place at the right time. They would... I cannot believe they both survived that entire exchange, but...
The torrent of green ink falling around them from torpedoes. I think there was an inkjet. Unbelievable how they survived.
Yeah. If you're Wigglers, you're probably asking the same question. You're probably asking how in the world did that set of circumstances just be painted right there? Oh my gosh. But now we go back to Clamblitz. Now
Are you ready for the next match?
Yeah, Clamblitz. So yeah, we're not seeing Rainmaker immediately. We're seeing Clamblitz get its second appearance before we might see Rainmaker. I say might. It is still set point here for Wiggler Ahoy, but
Latency have to pull off a win here.
Oh my gosh, could you imagine if this goes 2-2? Like, Wigglers will be kicking themselves massively if this goes to a 2-2.
Absolutely. And knowing Latency very well, I know how determined and how passionate they will be feeling right now. We've got 2 Nautilus from Latency.
It's going to be a very interesting pick then. So double Nautilus, double Sploosh, all different variations, which is nice to see. Meanwhile, again, that kind of consistent spread that we're usually used to seeing here. The Nautilus, the Panzer Racket, the Sploosh, and the Ballpoint. So, again, Kaza and Ally, I like the fact that Kali and Ally should be the other way around. The Ballpoint shouldn't really be being that aggressive with the fact that it can be such a long range, but hey, there you go. So, 30 seconds.
Out comes the stamp, but denied by Snow.
This is going to be a very nervy start for both sides here, but it is May who is on the offensive. They already have 7 clans on their person, and they've got the baller up as well, so this would be a great chance to utilize that, go rolling in, and then get the rest of your teammates to jump on in. And also be used for a little bit more of a defensive play as well. The stamp comes out from Red, but immediately shut down.
We're 2 down on the side of Latency, and I think we're going to start seeing a push. Ooh, taken out by Midju.
Midju gets a very fortunate splat there. 2 versus 1, one of which Inkjet is never going to go their way, and Car will take that one as well. Off and on up to a little bit more of a tight position. Gets caught out with the point control, so the rest of the team will know where they are, but it works.
Red Wedge trying to chase Char, but not happening.
Yeah, that splat was just beautiful there for Char. Unfortunately for Red. A little too long picking up those plans though. You kind of need as many as you can get.
We are seeing a constant battle for the mid here. Ooh, but Discord taking the turf under the basket, and are they going to get the first points on the board here? Yes, they are.
It felt like it was a matter of time before they got that.
Yeah.
Now they're just waiting here. The Ultracamp's going to come out, and there's going to be more points on the board here. And they have this in control for the time being. 3 minutes still to go, but they just knock it in and just like the odd clam or two, keeping this barrier up, keeping the pressure up. And as long as they can keep winning out these exchanges at the spawn, they're going to easily take this here. In fact, they're already up to 32.
They are punishing Latency here. Latency are 2 down, as are Wiggler. The basket is still open. Char hanging back, knowing that the push is over.
I mean, the push is
Nice
over, but
splat
the
from
damage is
Celia
still
there. The inkjet. Wonderful.
Well, they know they need this big time plays and they need to get on with it. And we are going to see a push coming up. May gets one beacon down, has to get pushed back because of the turtle. Are they going to make the jump?
But he's jumping. Here we are.
There could be a score. It is a score. They are back on the board.
Mijuk trying to go for a flank, but he's been spotted, taken out. Redware's able to get some clams in, but I don't think he's going to do much. Yeah.
I think he missed one of those as well. One of them whipped to the right hand side is the last thing you need. But having said that, point to point, they've pretty much got it to the halfway mark. So a very good with Yuffle. They've still got a fair bit to work on. But
Turtle taking out 2 of Latency's players there. They're already back for another push, and they've scored again.
And this could be game if they're not careful. That's already down to Turtle does get taken out, the inkjet is there, Red doesn't win it, and also loses the position as well. Discord does get pinned down, so the push will be done. But with 20 penalty points and 20 points to go,
that's 2 power clams.
Yeah, 2 power clams and it'll be over. So Latency need to be so careful now. If they do get a push, they need to be aware that a counter push will come up almost immediately.
Redware's trying to push.
You can see them down there, and Discord is not having any of it. He backs out from the grenade as well.
Nice splat by Snow. Baller versus
And
Baller.
Trade as well. Having said that though, look at the amount of power clams here. Mishu and Celia both have one. There's a power clam for Char as well. So this is a dangerous position.
Last 30 seconds as well.
I mean, they got to win in overtime last time round, but this is Clamblitz we're talking about.
Unbelievable splat from Celia with the inkjet. Here we go. One score and another splat. Celia with the jump.
Here it comes. They're going to make this in time.
Oh, just taken out. It's just Redware's. No.
Oh, it's a white.
So close.
No, it's a white. It's going to be decided 6 points in the end. You down like that.
Heartbreaking.
Oh, you saw them make the jump, but the jump was too late. Like, oh no. They made the jump and immediately got taken down before they could throw it. And in that desperation, when you're looking to try and get the clam in, you immediately forget to go for those slats, and it's just, oh no.
Wiggler doing so well to take out the rest of the team there. Celia got 2 incredible splats on them and was able to push, but Wiggler unbelievably defended it. Very well played by both teams. So tense.
It really was, and no reverse sweep on this occasion. It will end 3-1 again. So 2 best of 5s. 2 best of 5s, both of which go in a 3-1. Incredible plays from both. It will mean that Latent C will take 4th place in this competition. Massive congratulations to them.
Massive congratulations, yeah. Played so well, especially in those last matches.
They absolutely did. It just, oh my goodness me. And with that, we will move into Underground Final.
Underground Final. The one, Splat Zone's more 8 hours is the first one? I think so.
Yep, that is where we will start. And oh my goodness me, we're going to have Rainmaker Kelp. Oh no.
But look at these weapon choices as well.
The weapon selection for this set is unbelievable. The Hydra is going to make a reappearance, as is the Splat Charger. We're going to have the de facto Blaster, the mini Splatling as well, the Undercover Brawler, and the Ink Brush. This is going to be an odd series.
This is going to be very, very strange. I think we have everybody in. No, we're missing one more person. I think, yeah, we're waiting on one more person.
Yeah, one more person, and we will be gearing up for Underground Final. The loser of this will finish third. The winner of this will proceed to the Grand Finals to take on Infinite Splat. We know that Infinite have been on a pretty good run so far. They've only dropped 1 point. That was against the Christmas Quackers, who find themselves down here. Wiggler Ahoy did lose to Infinite, if you remember. They lost 3-0 in their semi-final clash with them. So both looking for a little bit of revenge, but you feel like it will be more on the side of Christmas Quackers here.
Yes, yes. I feel like we need a break after those matches. But now we have to get ourselves all pumped up again, ready for the next matches.
Yeah, these matches come at you thick and fast.
They do, they really do.
And we are, to be fair, making very good time. So, like I said, we've only got 2 matches left to do. Technically, we might still have 3 if there is a bracket reset, which we will cover more once we get to the grand final. But yeah, this has been a great showing from everybody who has been involved so far, and I'm very much looking forward to seeing what both of these 2 teams are going to bring to the table. They haven't fought each other in this on this stream today, so we'll see if Quackers can bring it on back and book their ticket back into Grands, or if Wiggler Ahoy could create a bit of an upset here. Having said that, they've been on fine form as it is.
Yeah, Wiggler, the last 2 matches we've seen, the last 2 rounds with them, they've played so well. And it easily could have gone either way with Wigglers and Latency as well, you know? But they were the ones that pushed through, deservedly. So they're going to feel inspired to fight now. I'm really interested to see the comps. Splat Zones on Mori is an interesting map and mode.
I mean, Mori is always an odd one of that, there is no doubt, and we are going to see that Hydra coming in again. I guess I shouldn't be surprised, although what I am surprised at seeing, 2 ink brushes.
It's an interesting comp on the side of Wiggler Ahoy.
Like 2 ink brushes on Splat Zones of all modes. Like, that's such a curious one. I mean, both will have the baller ready to go, and both with ink binding as well, so definitely going to be a very odd strategy. Definitely will be relying on the range help of the Hydra. And they've got a bit of aggression with that mini as well. It's going to be Discord who will hop on towards the opponent's sniper perch. Having said that, there is a Splatter Scope to Geo.
Yeah, Geo with the charger. Comfortable weapon for him.
Already, I like that between them and the Splat, they managed to slow down the ink brush and force them to go the other way. The Discord is still there, and Geo knows that, but they're a little bit more helpless here. So I always do love to like, the ink brush is so fast, so it's just like you have to have such a good flick to be able to get the Splat on them.
Yes, yeah, and I can imagine Geo's reaction to seeing 2 ink brushes on the opposite team when he's picked a charger.
Help! And the Hydra,
Nice kill from the
like
mole there.
The Hydra ran through the entirety of the Brahma shield, but it didn't matter because Mole had enough time to be able to do the damage to take them out. So the Brawler definitely going to be used to keep the Hydra at bay.
And Christmas Quackers now getting some points and back on the board. They're taking a stronger lead. Armor's coming out.
Splatzer does have a touch bomb. Always a nice one to have off. Splatzer just helps cover so much area. And here went for a bit more of a sense. They're like, no, better not. Let's go back to watching first. It's gonna be much safer to watch here. With that Hydra they're worried about, you can see why. But having said that, no need to worry at all. What a got that one.
And yeah, Wiggler 3 down now.
Oh my
Lovely snipe from Geo there.
Oh, Geo, again, the second Geo starts getting on a roll with the scope, it's hard to stop.
Yeah, and you fear him.
And a bomb gonna come out as well, and
to keep control of the zone. Wiggler's trying. Oh, they might get it. 2 down on the side of Quackers. They Wiggler get it.
And as a result, that is going to go back the way to Wigglers, and Geo realizes they're all very quick. So quickly retreat, allows their team to also hop back in a bit more of a safer spot as well. And now Geo will start to push on a little bit more forward. Info will help them. So otherwise, getting themselves to roll out and back on the offensive. How quickly this is turning. Like, Wigglers are actually getting a lot more consistent splats here.
Yeah, they're bringing the points down as well.
Yeah,
Spid on the blaster.
Long flank here. They might try and catch them all off guard here. Maul definitely caught by surprise, gets through the shield, but nothing more than that.
But they need to get the zone back.
Then they do. This one's somehow staying alive, and they've got Baller to protect. The other zone is being hardly contested here. The inkjet goes away. 10 versus 7. I think the structure bombs will take it away.
They got it.
It's a 3-point game here as Christmas Quackers retake control. I thought the first match was done and dusted for Christmas Quackers, but boy howdy, we have been proven wrong yet again. Wigglers came right back at it. 1 minute left on the clock. It's 10 versus 7 in the favor of Christmas Quackers.
With just under a minute to go as well.
This can be very close. This could be very close. This one is still firing on it in with the Inkjet. Doesn't get any purchase this time out.
Only Hoshi alive. Oof.
That's pretty much a wipe.
Yep.
Oh my goodness me.
Quackers have to do some serious damage right now to get control back of the map and the zones. And make sure they don't lose their lead. Nice kill from Spid.
The penalty points are just so crucial here, and you can see the Inkstone coming up inside the Inkjet, but they don't vessel control properly. It's still ticking down. 10 seconds on the clock. They've got one zone.
They've got the zone.
Yes, they do, but there's still 2 there. It's the Hydra and the first. The push goes down. Everybody is jumped in, but I don't think it'll be. It's too late in the end. What an intense first match. But it
so
goes
back and forth.
Quackers. Oh my goodness.
Spid had some crucial blaster splats there that really got them control in terms of numbers.
It seriously did. And that combination right at the end was it's a very good wave to push on in with. The Inkstorm comes up. Obviously it does a fair amount of chip damage. So as long as the Inkjet hits somewhat near, the Inkstorm can theoretically pick up a splat as a result because of so much chip damage already nearing that KO range. So very good push all around there. And to be fair, hats off to Wigglers. They came right back at them
they put their all into it
and still pushed it to 10. So yeah, this is a brilliant showing from both teams already, and this is just the first match.
I wonder what we're going to see for Rainmaker Kelp Dome.
Oh my gosh. Alright, Rainmaker Kelp Dome generally goes one of 2 ways. Either we'll see a dunk in the first minute, a la pizza time, or this is just going to go to the full 5 minutes and maybe some overtime.
I'm going to go with the latter.
Yeah, there's genuinely there's never really an in-between. You don't see a KO really happen in Rainbow Kelp Dome in the middle of the match. It's generally, if the KO doesn't come in the first minute, it's going the distance. It's essentially how it will go in this.
God. How exciting. I'm interested with the comps. I wonder what... Quackers have already readied up, ready to go, whereas Wiggler are a bit more taking their time.
Definitely thinking about a bit different options. I mean, the Inkstorm is nice, it does the chip damage. We also know missiles are... considering the fact you can target the shield as well, does that little bit extra damage, but I get the feeling that we saw a very interesting double ink brush setup on Splat Zones when we didn't expect to see that come up before.
Mm-hmm.
I will be surprised if we see ink brush again, but you never know.
No. Same comp from Quackers and one ink brush this time.
Yeah, we do have an ink brush. Both rocking a mini Splat and one of Ken's variant, which is going to be that purple, isn't it?
Quackers with the
I
pop.
think that was a double miss stack there, which was it's been a while since I've seen that happen for a while. Bit is on that center platform, drops down to try and take the pick on Ali. Can they get this one? No, they can't. The ink brush runs rampant over them. Said that. Good push. Already for Christmas Quackers. They've got it to 75 more up towards that bridge. Past the first 30 seconds. And now we'll see if they can win this 1v1. Forces Ali to just come back with that brush. But it's still hotly contested up there. And was Tail still getting splat up on the ground? They haven't been able to push through the bridge yet.
No. It's very much a contention for the mid of this map at the moment.
They have a chance, and Char is going to sense an opportunity, and now it's their turn to potentially hop around the bridge. They have player advantage, and they're trying to figure out which way they actually want to go here. They're going to go to the right side, avoid the Splatoscope. Surprised they're not going for points here in the early going. You always want to try and get points on the board.
They've taken the lead.
There we go, there's the lead.
I think that's it, yeah. Stingray stopping the push. Just one up. Just the brush.
Yeah,
Managing to get picked on Squids.
Left, but they got a Splat, so there's that. And Geo, I think, kind of forgot about them.
Oh, but Quacker's got the lead with the distraction.
They absolutely did. They were up on the bridge, and that gave them the points that they needed. So they retake it by 5 points.
Again, not a massive lead.
Turtle, uh-oh. Turtle gets 2 splats with the Ultra Stamp, and Char immediately...
Char going over the grates. Nobody's looking to stop her.
Yep, that'll be lead. That'll absolutely be lead. And they're going to just try and shove this as far in as possible. 45 is what they get it down to. So, Christmas Quackers will immediately pop that. They'll immediately try and probably go for a similar kind of push. Take this into their advantage. See if they can start moving forward now, because as long as they're in that corner to score anything, you can see how much of a bottleneck this corner is. Stingray comes out, this boat goes down, Ali's coming on in, and
how did Ali survive that? There we go.
Yes, because there was beyond surprise, and even Danny was a trade as well. So
yeah.
Ali coming in clutch with this ink brush.
Yeah. Turtle with the Ultra Stamp taking out 2 of Quackers.
Now I'm going to trade that ink brush for a Rainmaker. And as it stands, they have the bigger lead here, 45 to 68, 2 minutes left on the clock, and Char is going to see Spin cornered with that Hydra. There's nothing they could have done there. And it's a 2v3 here as they come towards the usual corner. Geo is in a bit of trouble here.
Geo is down.
Not back up in time, and this could be more points on the board if they're not careful. Alright, wait for their teammates to go first. They're just going to make a break for it. All the way up to 25.
Sometimes it's worth doing that just for the 20 extra points.
Yeah, that's really good push, and it now means that Christmas Quackers are going to have to come back from a fair bit more now. A 20-point gap.
But if you look at the map,
beatable,
it's so purple.
Yeah, it really be like that. And again, caught out. Ali just always going for these trades, trying to just stop the Rainmaker in his tracks. And again, it's in such an odd position for Christmas Quackers to work with. They can't do anything with it in that.
Spit trying to get some picks with the huge chat. Not taken out. Just Hoshi alive. Gets a pick on the ink brush. It's chaos.
I mean, this is Rainmaker we're talking about.
Yeah.
This is what I love. Pure Splatoon goodness chaos. Rainmaker shield has been popped in that center. Income again, ready from Char, and put down an ink mine. Again, you can see every now and then these ink mines pop. Just gives the team some form of awareness of what's going on. Geo is making a break for it, and both this
going over the grates.
have to respond to this.
Discord stopping the push. But taken out. What?
Down, but again, it allows the rest. Oh, caught by the shield though.
But taken out by the Hydra. It is just one splat after another here.
And I feel like that will be it with 7 seconds left on the clock. That Rainmaker will get reset into the middle. That will be done and dusted. No overtime will activate from that.
Gosh. Again, another really close match.
An incredibly
Just such
close
back and
match,
forth.
but some very good plays from both sides of the field, but it was just that immediate incentive to just grab the Rainmaker and just push straight into that half. They knew they had the chance to extend the lead. And again, it's like, it's such a big difference mentality-wise when it's just like, okay, we can get back into this. It's just a 20-point gap. The second that gets extended to 40, it's like, practically have to be near the podium now to be able to get through. We haven't broken through this half at all yet. So it's just like that extra build-up of pressure. It really does get to you in the end. As a result, it's 1 apiece.
Please. Very, very excellent game so far. Gosh, I don't know what on earth we're going to see comp-wise for this. I definitely think Ali will probably stick with the ink brush. They've been playing so well with it. I don't see why you wouldn't for Clan Blitz.
Yeah, I was going to say, literally the same. Like, not only is it Clan Blitz, it's Humpback Pump Track.
Exactly.
It's such a good stage for a weapon like the ink brush. It's just you will get in and behind enemy lines so quickly. It's not as big a stage as some people like to think. It really, it's a very open stage. Wherever you stand, you can generally see what the enemy team are up to. So if the ink brush just starts running at you, if you're not paying attention to them, they're gonna cause some damage.
Yeah. Interesting about this map is it's small, it's very insular, but it's also quite open at the same time, and there's lots of vantage points you can see over, so a Hydra can dominate on this map.
Oh yeah, like the Hydra will, I feel like a Hydra will be coming up. If not a Hydra, a Splatterscope surely will be there as well.
Yep.
But if both teams run a Hydra, I will not be surprised. And again, Income is always a good special to have on Clan Blitz, so yeah, it would be kind of silly not to run a Hydra here.
Hydra's the only one out of this weapon set that has.
Oh.
The Hydra's back, but Gio's stuck with a charger, and I think that's probably the wisest decision.
Yep. I mean, we've seen how Gio is consistently picking off with the so far. We are going to see the ink push come out as well. The mini is going to come out again on the side of the Quackers, so
the comps are more or less the same. Nice snipe from Gio there, taking out the Hydra. 3 versus 3. Oh no, wait. Quackers.
That's gonna be a
3 against 1.
How is this gonna work? There
yes.
We go.
Just the Hydra alive, but not much they can do to stop the push.
With the Quackers, well, we immediately get first plans on the board. And more, despite being pinned down 2-1, finally go. Took Ali a while, but now they're on a bit of a roll. But good caught actually by the master there in the tail end of that.
And they're still scoring.
Out, they are stalling this for so long. Spit just staying alive for the longest time. Finally gets taken down. But again, just stalling out the rest of the team. Again, everybody back onto their side. And so what they've done is 144. So decent push.
Hydra is out of position there and punished for it, but Ink Rush trying to get some picks, but taken out by Spid.
She gets a Splat in with the mini as well. Takes down this score.
Again, it's 42.
Advantage here if they want to go for another push. Sense that was what they were gonna go for, but Gio happened to pop that one away. Both Power Clam away, doing full over. They are the Splat strip as well. Backline demolition. Takes down Sharp with the Stingray.
Inkjet from Spid as well. Really getting that splash damage on and assisting his teammates in scoring.
Pops it down to 40. Very good push.
Hydra taken out.
Away. This is just good push after good push here so far for Mrs. Quackers. And they take their barrier down to 34. So it is already a great start. Obviously that's 90 counted. So
it's essentially a wipe almost again
Yeah, and Gio is not content with being on the back line. Like, they were up in the middle, in their faces, and still getting one shot with the Splat scope. You love to see it
The
happen.
mole needs one more clam, and there we go. Another score.
Gio's going to come in with some more clams of their own. Now Hydra will take them down, but that is already on to 12. Make that 9. It's just the mini battling left.
Nope.
And they don't win out the 1v1, so that is a wipe. But again, the damage is done.
9 points. Can we see a comeback from Wiggler here?
So far, they haven't made a single offensive push in this clanless match so far, so we can definitely see which one is definitely favored. Ali and Turtle, however, finally starting to come forward, but again, Gio with the splatter scope just continues to take it down, and the Maul has just
scored.
A lot of them.
Yep, completely uncontested. And one more clam, and that's it.
Gio knows one more clam. Can they get past the egg push? They're going to make it. They're going to make it.
They just did it. I just missed it.
The one time the egg push doesn't get the splat is the one time it really mattered. Goodness me. They managed to swim past the entire lot of them, made it to the podium and went, yep, that's the match. And that is 2-1.
Excellent performance from Quackers there. Just completely dominated Wiggler the whole match. Never letting up, always scoring. Just complete map control.
Yeah, they did not give that up once there. So as a result, it's going to be Christmas Quackers with set point. If they win this next match, they are through to the grand finals where they will do their rematch with Infinite. But can Wiggler do what nobody else has done so far in our best of fives and bring us to match 5?
I love this.
What do they have to switch?
Quackers have already readied up. They are ready. Same comp. They are there. They know exactly what they're doing. Yeah, and I think that the psychological pressure there as well. They're like, we're ready. We're game. It worked last time. We're coming for you, Wiggler. And tower control Mako Mart as well.
Yeah, I was going to say, we went from a stage where it's very open to another stage that is also very open. Like these, like, it can't be more similar if it tried. Makamart is such an open map. Like, there's a few points that you can sort of like take cover in, but again, you generally stand in any area, you'll be able to see what's going on for the most part. So it's gonna be a tricky one. Like what do you do now if you are Wiggler? Do you change the comp again and just play to something that you're a bit more comfortable with? Because that last match did not work for them at all.
No. And Char is an excellent player, but I feel like she struggled there with the Hydra. So I can't see her picking the Hydra again, although this map is arguably really good for the Hydra, and especially on tower control. And I wonder if we're going to see an ink brush again. It worked so well for Ali before. It's interesting.
It certainly is, and with that, we are going to hop on into match number 4. Wigglers need to win this to keep this set alive, whereas all Christmas Quackers need to do is just guide this tower comfortably to the end. We are going to see the undercover relic coming out for both sides. Genza Mini is back, as is the Zinc Mini on Quacker side. Splatoscope versus the Splatoscope. Already the Splatoscope goes down, so a very good start.
Yeah, as I suspected, Char has stopped with the Hydra. See if that's not.
Has the advantage already. Wall goes down. Surely a second splat should be on the way. Yes, it is. Hoshi. So Quackers make it to the first checkpoint, but quickly lose it out. Third with that stamp and the rest of the pressure from their teammates. Do manage to get it back.
Good trade from Spid there. It's 2-2.
Feel like the second you allow Gio a position where they are just free and uncontested, they just do wonders. And you know what's about to come when you do the jump. Here comes the Stingray.
Yep.
That was absolutely decisive. forced that initiative, it forced that sort of like hesitation there, and that cost them the chance to maybe take the lead from this. This first will jump back into swing of things. In fact, they do still have the tower again, and they will take the lead with it. Now, can they put checkpoint? They do. And it's
They are
just the
free down on Quackers. Dangerous territory for them, and taken out by the Inkjet.
And this could be checkpoint 2 if they're not careful. The Ink Storm is going to do some chip damage. This one will almost survive, but the Blaster will take it down.
What a shot from Char.
They're all falling like flies here, but crucially they passed the second checkpoint.
Geo with the stop of the push there, getting the tower moving back, and another Splat. Just Geo is on fire.
He was coming just like, you know.
Denied. He's got his Stingray ready. I wonder when he's going to use that. Ink Storm out.
You don't really want to be getting splattered at this point. They are in the really good control.
And Wiggler 2 down now. So it's for 4v2.
Yeah, Discord and Turtle got pushed all the way to that corner there. They finally do win the exchange, but
Here
it
comes the
allows them
Stingray.
to get past the first checkpoint. They've still got a ways to go. Geo is on.
He's running away from the stump.
Turtle's on the other side of the map with the Ultra Stamp. Smashing 2 of them. 2 of Christmas Crackers, which is like, please stop it. Stop the hammering. Past the halfway mark, it is 24 to 61 in the favor of Wigglers. They are doing everything they need to do to try to take this to match 5. Ali just about survives the Inkjet, but finally gets caught up to its mid, gets the Splat in the end, but again,
It's a wipe.
What a pop from the Inkjet from Shower, that was perfect.
Unbelievable.
Again, Wigglers just bring it out when they need to, and they're keeping this as close as possible. Can Char get the Splat with the Blaster? Yes, they do.
Does.
Spit is on hand to top that as well. Nice, tasty direction as well. Spit saves Christmas Crackers for the time being. 1 minute 30 left on the clock. It's still 24 to 61. The Ultra Stamp again coming out, but can't really do anything with it here. They're kind of just hammering on.
Ultra Stamp taken out. Just the brush.
It's always so dangerous when you are a Blaster with the brush to hope that either the AoE lands twice before the brush can catch up to you, or you get a direct. Thankfully, it does go their way. Spit having to take a little bit of a cautious risk here. 1 minute left on the clock. When will they decide to pop the Inkjet? They need to take this well out.
Nice,
and they
nice,
do.
nice.
Oh, that tasty direct as well onto Ally.
She
Here
is
comes the
on
Inkjet.
the tower.
We'll try to keep them in their spawn if possible. Look at how aggressive Spit is playing this. It allows the rest of their team to push towards the second checkpoint.
They're getting points on the board.
What is going to be the response here? They're going to get past this checkpoint uncontested here. Turtle goes down. This could see a lead switch here.
Oh, they took the lead! What an unbelievable stingray from Geo!
Is the only one who's around that tower right now.
Desperately trying to stop the push.
Gets taken straight back down. So, 10 seconds to go. This would be absolutely cruel if they see this lose in this kind of way. They did everything right, but it was just that last caution. We will have overtime yet again, but they have to keep
2 down. They just need to get on the tower.
4 to 2 and it's over.
That's all she wrote. Oof.
Oh, we don't get to see match 5. I was so ready to go for match 5, but
we want more, guys.
Christmas Crackers are the Christmas Grunch. They do Grinch. That was the word I was looking for. They will not allow Wigglers to have that match 5. They did so well. They started exactly how they needed to. They took the lead and extended it with such a great push. But it's Christmas Crackers who steal it right at the end.
Gosh. What an exciting losers final that was. Quackers pulled it back.
Cannot believe they managed to do that. That was...
We need to take a breather, guys. We need to take a breather.
You gotta feel for them. They thought they had that.
Yes. Just unbelievable performance from Quackers right at the end there. Loved it. Loved the aggression, the aggressive inkjet, the aggressive stingray. They went in there and they took that tower and they took the lead.
It's specials like that, and it's that kind of coordination that helps to really sort of like even out that field. Because for the longest time, even when they were starting to get that push, the defense from Wrigley was on point. Even when they got shoved to to the top right corner, they still managed to win the 2v1 exchange and get back to the tower pretty quickly. It must be said, but it was just that last push that was the one that did it. The Stingray scattered them all completely, and obviously gave extra protection for the tower. The Inkjet was incredibly aggressive
Yeah.
to the point where even if they didn't get the splats that they were looking for, the attention was on them and
Not the
more than
tower.
it was the tower. So
Yeah.
it was enough, and at least there was at least two people, so it helped speed up just a little tiny bit. But again, it's those kind of moments that just help push that tower on. The second they broke through the second checkpoint, you just felt the lead was coming.
Just... Yeah.
Goodness me.
We are on to the grand finals now.
We certainly are. So, Latency will take fourth place. Wiggler Ahoy will finish in third after a very close and intense set. We still don't get to see a match 5 in any of our best of 5s. We came so close, but not to be. And it will be a rematch of the winners' final, Infinite Sploon versus Christmas Quackers. And for those of you who are just tuning in, welcome on in to the Christmas Weapon Cup, ran and organised by Splatoon Community UK, hosted here on Rachelskiiiiiii's wonderful stream channel, who is also casting alongside your girl, TK Layla.
Good afternoon, all. It has been so intense. We've had some amazing matches on here. And now we are in the final. Christmas Quackers against Infinite Splat. And I'm right in thinking the first one is Tower Control the Reef.
That
right?
is correct. That is exactly where we'll be started. And for those of you who are also joining us and wanting to know what the rule sets are, essentially it's weapon restrictions. You are restricted to a specific category of weapon. And for this grand final, those categories are the Splatter Shot, the .52 Gal, the Dually Squelchers, the Blaster, the Tent Umbrella, and the Nautilus. We could see a tent. I can't believe we might actually see a tent in this match.
Do you know what my first thought on looking at this weapon selection was? Was if I saw this in Salmon Run, I'd be so happy. But I have to
Actually,
take away my salmon brain and think actually from a PvP perspective. But we've got the blaster there, which I know Spid is going to use. He played so well with it in that previous round.
Oh yeah.
We're just waiting for the other team to join our lobby. And we can get cracking. Do you know what? If I can take a minute or two to have a bathroom break, and I will leave you guys with Layla for a minute before we get started.
That's all right.
So I will BRB. Take it away.
All right. Thank you very much. We'll see you in just a moment. I just want to quickly say thank you so much to everybody who has been coming on in. Whether you came in at the start or just tuned in now, it's always great to see what you are all capable of. Not just for you watching, but also for those who are taking part as well. It's been great to have you. We had 8 teams sign up in the end, so we had 40 players at the very least taking part. It's been a lot of fun so far. We've had some interesting matchups, some a bit more one-sided than others, but I'll quickly shout out the running order so far. In joint last place, we had Yuletide, Woomies, and the Nooblings, both losing their respective matches 2-0 in round 1 and then in their underground round 1 segment. Then followed up by, I do believe, we had Evening Chickens and Sans Undertail winners 4 and 5. They both were taken out in underground round 2. From there, we moved on to top 4. Latency were taken out 3 points to 1 by Wiggler, who were then taken out 3 points to 1 by Christmas Quackers. I feel like you sense a trend coming on here. So the grand final will be a rematch of winners final. That is Christmas Quackers versus Infinite. Infinite won 3 games to 1. Again, you kind of sense the theme going here at the moment. So for Christmas Crackers, they will have to win not just one set, but two sets because this is a double elimination tournament, and Infinite have not conceded a set so far. They've dropped one game, but that's been it. Everything else has been relatively smooth sailing for Infinite. So Christmas Crackers will need to win two best of 5 sets, whereas Infinite just need to win one.
I'm excited. I'm excited for the final. We've seen the performance from both teams.
Uh-oh.
Someone has DC'd.
Yeah, we just lost.
We've just lost someone from the lobby. I think I will close the room.
That is unfortunate.
We will start again.
Managed to get this far. They managed to turn this back around and immediately have a player disconnect. Shockingly, that is the first disconnect of the tournament.
And thankfully, it happened before anything started.
Wow. That is unfortunate.
So, from what I am aware, Hoshi has to reboot his Switch. So it might not have been a DC. It might have been something else.
Okay. Well, like you said, nobody was in game yet, so nobody got to see which weapons were picked. Nobody got to see gear picks, so we don't have to go through that ruling just yet. As long as it doesn't happen during the actual match, we're absolutely fine. If we do come across that, if we do cross that bridge in the midst of a match, if it does have a bit of a DC and we have to reset it, what will happen is that everybody has to keep the same weapon and gear loadout so that neither team has an advantage, because the last thing we want is to reset a match, but then people switch out weapons and gear to better prepare themselves for what they're up against, because that's just no fun. That's not fair at all.
Of course, of course. So we're just waiting for everyone to come back into the room.
Yep, and we'll get this grand final started as soon as we can. As I've always said, and I think a lot of people have said this as well, it would not be a competitive tournament of any kind, of any game, if there wasn't at least one technical issue. If there wasn't at least one disconnect. So it's kind of ironic that it had to come in the grand finals of all places, but
we got this far. Yeah, we got this far.
That would have been amazing, wouldn't it? That would have also been slightly ironic if for your first time doing something like this, there was no problem whatsoever. That would have been pretty cool, actually.
Yeah.
People are like, oh wow, that ran so well. Well, it doesn't normally do that.
I feel like it's ran very well at the minute. Obviously, there's a few things I need to learn more as a streamer, but so far so good.
Yeah.
No technical difficulties so far.
So well, and I hate to say this, you were waiting on.
Oh, sorry. There we go.
So well, there's a few things I need to improve on. Yes, like pressing A.
Yes, paying attention to the screen.
You've been doing amazing so far.
Thank you so much. Thank you for joining me as well. It's been such a pleasure.
Thank you for having me. But yes, the grand final of the Christmas Weapon Cup is about to be underway. We've got the Christmas Crackers in orange on the left-hand side. On purple, we've got Infinite Blue. We are going to see the junior scores coming out with custom variants of that. And how it is really look at the aggressive start from Christmas Crackers. They already took 2 down. This is one a heck of a start here from Christmas Crackers.
Yeah, we've got a lot of turf control from them as well. They're dominating at the moment.
They've all practically pushed all the way up. It's just Nova who's finally starting to take Hoshi down. They managed to get it past the first checkpoint.
Just Geo alive.
But that's still a good push.
Geo is being targeted. running for his DLF.
It's like a 4-on-1 and Geo somehow gets out of that.
Yeah. Here comes the push from Infinity. And it's a wipe!
life. So yeah, they will absolutely go past the first checkpoint.
We've got a lead, I think.
They will. They absolutely will. And checkpoint is slowly but surely ticking down. In fact, it's just a gal that's left, so it fits.
And they're pushing.
On it is a 2v1. Will they be able to win this? Well, they took out Geo. They
Nice.
go these to the tower. We'll go back to middle. Calm down a little bit. Power back underneath the bridge. It will be Quackers who will start the next push. We're really locked on by the missiles, so it's be a bit careful there. Those win out the exchange, but now getting pinned down as the Hubble Ball can keep up with them, and they do.
Geo's straight back on the tower.
It's 12 points in it, so anything can change. No, not 12 points. Hey, sorry. Oh, well, swing back the other way, they're both the halfway mark, and Lucas and Nova down central area, taking it in turns. The Druids did go down, but Nova does avenge them.
Nova is back on the tower.
Out the 1v1 with the Northern Circle.
Ooh!
Win out the exchange as well. Nice little snap.
Only Spid alive and another wipe on Infinity's side.
Will take full advantage of that. And already pushing straight back to the second checkpoint. Nova's the only one on the tower, so very much depends on their teammates. Such a bomb will not take them down.
Here the points are coming in. Yep.
And another wipe.
I think this is Infinite's game here.
This could be a KO if Quackers are not careful here. Ranger will likely be deployed by Nova and does so. This will keep the
What a splat on Geo.
Dipped away. 1 point left. There's just 1 point in it. They'll land on the tower with the blast. Catch them.
1 point. So close.
I am amazed that KO did not come, but it does mean that Crystal Quackers they have to KO to win this matchup, and they are getting decent splats. Geo can get another one underneath the bridge.
It's just Geo out in the field at the moment.
Yeah, so having to try and keep everybody pinned down and just putting up some ink coverage as best they can, but they both go down the second they go on for the aggressive play, and Fit, we know how good Fit is, but UB1 not going to win it out. But having said that, look who's now running well. It's Bash who's on the attack. Missile's going to be marked, all 10 firing off to the left hand side. They don't get the spot with that, but again, more ink coverage, more pressure dealt. 45 seconds on the clock, and once again, Infinite have control of the tower. Trades that are going on here. This is just flat, left, right, and center.
Yeah, it's almost too difficult to keep up.
It can feel like that. The tower back underneath the bridge, Fitz and Maul having a 1v1, but here comes Lucas trying to do a little bit of a sneak attack. Spit. They're all basically flanking on each other.
Spit getting two of the.
And the wall is happening. Well, with 10 seconds on the clock, Quackers have a 4-2 advantage, or 4-3 now advantage. No, wait, that's almost a wipe.
Yes, Spid putting in an absolute shift.
They can't. So Geo is on the tower, Bash is coming up, they have to get this splat on them, otherwise everything is going to go right away from them. They're at the second checkpoint. Bowler will give Geo some protection, but they didn't pop it! Oh, Geo!
The Mole is back on the tower, but that's it.
Oh, Geo! Oh, he didn't pop Bowler. That would have given him just that little extra protective. I mean, yes, their teammates were down pretty quickly, but it might have delayed it somewhat, but that timing was just unfortunate. But again, Fit 17 splats. It's hard to contest with that, and it will be Infinite taking the first point.
We move on to Rainmaker, Manta Maria. Interesting map and mode.
Question. do any of these weapon variants have a stingray?
I don't think they do, no. We're all out of stingrays for this one.
In which case, missiles?
We've got missiles, we've got rain, we've got inkjets. I think they're the ones we're going to see.
Yeah, I feel like on a stage like Manta Maria, obviously it's one of the more narrow. Could bring in a stingray, you probably would, because you could basically swoop around, and obviously that helps to stall out the match. Missiles also works as well, and especially helping kind of like as a mini echolocator. Like once they're marked, you can relay where that information is going to the rest of your team. So
apparently the 52 Deco has a raid. The 52, it has a stingray.
Oh.
Our bad. We neglected the 52 Deco. You don't see the 52 Deco as much as you see the 52, the regular one with the booyah, right?
Yeah, the deco doesn't really come out as much. It must be said. So it will come down to whether or not somebody like Kits wants to go for that. So we'll see. But I definitely think missiles will come up. But if somebody wants to go for Guard Deco, that would be a pleasant surprise. We've got an aftershock coming out, so we know the inkjet's back.
We do.
And we are going to see a tent. A tent makes an appearance in Rainmaker. And yeah, if any 52 gal will come up, it's probably always
Ooh, Spid taken out immediately by Nova.
Acknowledge how...
Free down on the side of
Infinite
Quackers.
came in, all four of them together as a group, and they all have a monumental push going here. Nova thought about going left, went to the right instead.
Down to 21 points already.
Amazing, and this might be a KO. Oh my gosh, they're looking for pizza. They've got pizza in the microwave of that, there's no doubt, but they're finally getting slowed down here. And Bit is the only one up there. Can we win out a 2v1? Well, the answer is no, not against the weapons like the Kemp's Punisher and the Nautilus got completely pinned down. 1 minute will tick on down, but with the push on that, 18 was all that remained. They really wanted that. With it reset again, we'll see if Christmas Quackers can do anything about that. The answer is no, absolutely.
And again, another wipe.
Oh my gosh, this is brutal. This is absolutely
Infinite.
Lucas is the only one with the Rainmaker, but they fell down a little too early, I think there.
Nova is last alive again, and that's it. Quackers really have to turf up, get their specials, and they need to push hard. We've already seen how aggressive Infinite are. They need to match that.
Straight away, doesn't get any purchase on the they've got the Raven, they're not really getting any purchases. Booyah forces Geo to be on their own. Spin is the closest one, gets the train.
2v2, but I think Law's taken out.
Yeah, Law is taking out Geo, or at least gets the point. That's about it. With the Inkstorm in the end.
Inkstorm got them.
With that, well, they at least go to 63. And now, this push, however, is still happening. Like, it finally does pop. And it pops into the thing. Nova waits for the inkjet. That was patiently played. The more always gets in as well. Pen does come out to do a little bit of shield. The Ultra Snap is coming out. Nova just about to do it. But the push continues. They got it to 44.
Nice splat by Spid.
Beautiful splat.
Are they going for the reset? They are. Okay, they're 3 down now. Just the 52 alive. Now is the time for Quackers.
Geo didn't realise that. Geo, no, again. It's moments like that where nobody sees them. And you just pick up the Rainmaker and immediately you got... It takes a while to charge that top of the Rainmaker, so it looks like that.
Bash Dog punishing the jump.
Bash already going on to the other side as well. Straight on up. And this is going to be dangerous if they allow Bash to go over. Definitely here, Spid goes down. But thankfully they do get the splat. Again, they're just consistently stalling out here. Every time they have to focus on one specifically. the rest of Infinite are already there to pick pieces.
A moment of quiet before the storm, no doubt. Everyone regrouping.
Everybody's kind of like waiting for the next phase to happen. Hopefully finally goes down. Whatsoever on the 10. Inkjet coming out as well. Nova will
Taken out by the Booyah Bomb.
And this will likely be another push. There's another Inkjet. No anything on it, but it doesn't happen. That happens anyway. With 1 minute left to go, both sides taking casualties, but somehow the bubble remains. This way, and it can take advantage of it.
Yes. Infinite just need to defend now. They just need to stop a push from Quackers.
Yeah.
And Quackers need to push with all their life. Look at the turf.
Yeah. Oh.
Well, that helped. Yep.
I don't think Nova was expecting that to pop the way it did. So Maul will pop the Inkjet.
Fitz was flanking.
Is anybody around for this? I don't think they are. They're not on the left.
Fitz was flanking right at the back and totally ignored Geo.
But unfortunately, Geo couldn't push forward. Geo couldn't roll forward at all. They need to pop it now and then not do so.
Again, what a really close match. The scores don't do how close the match is justice.
It really doesn't, but again, it's going to be 2-0 in the favour of Infinite. Again, it's just... Again, it's moments like that where they're able to pick Rainmaker, and they kind of hesitate. You saw the Rainmaker just sort of sit on that top bar on the perch, and it's just like, you have to commit at this point, because there's only one or two in front of you, and you've got your team on that right-hand side. The second the dualies came up to the left, that was always going to be a Splat going against them. So it's... Oh my gosh, it's incredibly close, but oh wow. 2-0. All Infinite need is one more point.
Match point for Infinite. And they have put in an absolute shift this tournament.
They really have. They've only conceded one game so far, and that was against Infinite in Winners Final, but right now, they are the more dominant side, and whilst that match was so close, and to be fair, the tower control was close all the way up until a point.
Yeah.
But yeah, Infinite, they want to see this out. They want to win this without conceding anything more. And after all of that, we now go to Clamlitz on Schellendorf.
Schellendorf for Clams is interesting because you've got the top, you've got the roof. There's two lines of attack, over the top or underneath, and you've constantly got to be aware, or even from round the side.
You really can't forget about the glass ceiling. I know that when I used to play competitively, when I took part in the first Squid League, we had a Clamlitz Schellendorf match that went to overtime because neither team could score. I decided as a last-ditch throwaway, fine, I'll just go for the glass ceiling. And nobody was there to cover it, and I ran over the ceiling and scored the only point of that game that mattered, which was the winning point. So you have to be so careful with this.
Very similar comps again.
Yeah. Julie Swelter's coming on both sides of the field, both coming over northeast, although different variants, and look who's the first one down this time, Kits. But Geo again not paying attention to the top of the glass ceiling. Nova just walked over free of charge.
The Mo has already scored.
Yeah, despite that, it's Christmas Quackers who get the first point.
The Mole putting a lot of pressure on Nova and getting the Splat, but being punished for his jump point.
It's going to be a wipe though. It will be a wipe.
Infinite have ended that.
Immediately try and take this.
Here they come, straight over the glass ceiling with a booyah.
surprised by that. Missile finishes back and they'll pop it. Geo goes down. 4-2 advantage. This will surely be an attack. This will surely be lead. It's just the Julie's left.
Trying his hardest to stop.
And yep, that'll be lead. Of that Lewis goes out. There
Yep.
it goes. This is how unbelievable Infinite are. They're able to win out these every time. It's
God.
Bid finally gets the Splat, but again, they're still scoring clams.
Yeah. My controller had a bit of a moment there. Apologies.
Okay. And as a result, it is 74-41. So Christmas Crackers got the surprise first batch of points, but once again, it's Infinite with the stronger of the initial pushes, and already going 2 down. Obviously, both Hoshi and the Mole will now be the entire...
Nice, 2 important splats by the Mole. 3 splats. Can he pick up the other clam?
Oh, well, their teammate got to it, and this may be lead back in their favor.
They just need 1 or 2 more clams.
One more clam will do it, and Mole knows it. They go to the high
Yes!
They take the lead! They knew that is the correct range, that those clams are much like...
But if you look at Infinite, Infinite are straight back up there, pushing. They've got a clam ready. And they've scored, they've wiped.
Oh, that's a wipe for Christmas Crackers. That is massive damage. That is the lead immediately reversed, 35-30. Having said that, they got back onto the scene incredibly quick. They might try to keep this as low as possible, but the booyah bomb and the ball of and that is going to be game.
Stood no chance.
You just get this thing to Spid, and it's just Spid left, and Spid actually gets 1. There just needs to be 1 more.
And he couldn't get the pick.
No
Unbelievable.
points conceded at all in the grand final. It's a straight 3-0 on the side of Infinite.
How aggressive were Infinite though? Just as soon as they lost the lead, they were straight back there and they took it back.
They absolutely did. And with that, Infinite will take the Christmas Weapon Cup. They will win this. In the entire tournament, they only conceded 1 game. They went, oh my gosh, they went 2-0, 3-0, 3-1, and then 3-0 in the grand finals. Just Infinite.
Just dominating. Absolutely dominating the entire tournament.
They seriously were. And with that being said, that is going to do it. They're like Christmas Crackers. They had some good surprises in there. They were able to bring in some really good pressure and actually kept coming back. Like, they didn't give up, which is always great to see. And like, I think we both were very pleasantly surprised when they came out with the initial points and really kept coming back. But just Infinite, it's such a hard wall to scale.
Yeah. Complete cohesion, aggressiveness, strategy, the coordination of specials. They nailed it, you know?
Yeah.
Wonderful. Very exciting to watch. And very blessed to commentate alongside Layla as well. It's been so fun.
It seriously has.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for having me in here. Thank you very much for streaming the tournament on your side.
Yeah, it's been my pleasure. And thanks so much for Pixel Squid for organising it on behalf of all of us.
You're an absolute star. You seriously are. You've done a lot.
Yeah, we need another tournament soon, Pixel. Really, really good.
So yeah, we'll run you through the quick top 4 then. Infinite take the victory of the Christmas Weapon Cup. Christmas Crackers in 2nd, Wiggler Ahoy 3rd, and just missing out on the podium were Latent. Special shoutouts to Sounds Undertail winners 4 and 5, Evening Chickens, Yuletide Roomies, and the Nooblings for taking part as well. It's always great to have more competitors coming in. And of course, to everybody who came in chat, thank you so much for hanging out. Hopefully you enjoyed the show.
Yes. It's just been lovely festive Splatoon tournament. What more do we need?
Indeed. So, it is your stream. Do you want to do the outro?
I don't even have an outro. So, I think we should just raid someone. Is there anybody streaming that we can raid?
you can check. I know at 6 o'clock we will have the Inkling Performance Labs.
Oh,
They
of
will be
course.
running.
Yes.
Yeah,
They would
that
just be
tournament will be
starting.
starting at. Yeah, that'll be starting at 6 p.m. I will be involved in commentary for that.
Okay, yes, then we are definitely going to be raiding them. We're going to send you all of us over that way. We want more tournaments. If you want more tournaments, we need to go to IPL.
Yes, I don't know if they're live right now or not. I don't know if they started, but like I said, I know that tournament does start in 45 minutes time. We've got 4 different set of casters for you for that. Yeah, it's not live yet. I did think that. Well, I
That's a
don't
shame.
start the first batch, but I will be there at about 7 o'clock, 7:30, something like that.
Exciting. Are you looking forward to it? More commentating?
Yes.
More hype games for you, I hope.
I love the fact that last week someone was like, look, a stint in casting ever again. I'm just like, but well, I can do that. And also me, I'm going to do 2 in one day anyway. So it'd be like that. Umbra's just started streaming, says Tomica, if you want to fling over to Umbra.
All right, let's go. Shout out their username. I don't think I've... Post the username. I don't think I follow them, unfortunately, but I will change that.
Yeah, I dropped you a follow before this all started as well. Just
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it.
Hey, every little helps with this.
It does, yeah. There we go. I found them.
There we go.
He's starting a tourney with his stream. Excellent. If you want more Splat action, there we go. We'll go support Umbra Night. Thank you so much to everyone that has dropped by, enjoyed the tournament, follow, subscribed, cheered. It's been wonderful. And I hope I will see you guys all again soon. We